Howdy do, Fisheroos. My name is Angie, and welcome back to Book Club! We have not done this in a while. It's been, unfortunately, like 2 months since our last book club, which is awful. It's awful. I need my visual novel fixes, guys. I need them. I run on them. I love visual novels. They were like, honestly, what got me into gaming, which is an interesting debate since there are plenty of people that don't think of visual novels as games. But honestly, I don't think I would play as many games as I do today if I hadn't have gotten into visual novels back when I was really, really, really young. They were about the only video games that my parents would actually let me play. Anyways, I have been really wanting to get back into this. You take a murder mystery away from me without letting me solve it, and I will go insane. And so I've been thinking on this, and I really wanted to get back into it, and I'm really excited that we're here. Oh man, yeah, I've been yearning for this too, Faith, you and me both. Bite of 87, hell of a bite, man. It is a hell of a bite this guy had. All right, a quick story time for anyone that was there for the last, yeah, I believe it was the last stream that we did. So there's a line that our red-haired friend said. It might have been the stream before that. I'm having trouble remembering which streams they were. But our red-haired doctor friend said a line when he was doing the autopsy, where, or not full autopsy, well, it doesn't matter. When he was observing the body, he said a line about that bite, about how this guy was the only one that got to experience a T-Rex. Anyways, said that line, and you know, we laughed about it. I laughed about it. You know who also laughed about that? Apparently, my mom, who watched that. And so I got to be traumatized when I got home and my mom, well, got to my parents' house, and my mom told me how she watched that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's slightly traumatizing, but that's over now. But then I went to Thanksgiving to visit my cousins. And you know what they greeted me with? Do you know what they greeted me with? They watched that! They asked me about T-Rexes, and they asked me! This game has ruined my social life and my life with my family. I can't look at my family in the eyes anymore, Gospel! Gospel, you know what you did! So, I just had to get that out of the way. So the Jobs thing. Yeah, the dev is right here. The dev is in the chat with us. I'm suing. Look at what you did to me. Oh my god. So yes, this game has followed me. This game has followed me outside of the streams. So just a fun story for you guys. So, thank you, Doctor, for ruining my life. Thank you for that. I will now be loading into the game with this information and fearful of what I will experience next. Also, hello to my cousins who apparently decided not to watch any of my other streams but this one. So I don't have a segue. Let's get started. All right, best girl, what are you gonna say? Angie, I still have the clip. That clip is gonna be following me forever. It's gonna be following me forever. Oh, I have to remember my voices for everyone. I don't remember it all. I mean, I was really just throwing random bullshit at the wall in the first place, right? Except for Amber. I honed in my voice for Amber. Oh, we're investigating. No, we're not. We're screaming. Ah! Perfect. We're starting this stream so strong. I still can't believe it. My first real case had a real scene with a real dead body. And it had to turn out to be something like this. I always knew I would be dealing with something grotesque sooner or later. But did it have to be my first darn assignment? Way to ease me into it, flipping fudge muffins. Yeah, you know what? I was right. I'm not taking it back. Best girl. I am aware that the Rugetsu police are short on staff, but could they not have picked somebody else for the particular case? Why did it have to be me? What the fudge did I do? And more importantly, what am I going to do now that I'm stuck with this dreadful situation? Ah! Drat, I am this close to screaming externally. I'm just not ready for this yet. Not ready at all. This has got to be a nightmare. Just please, let me wake up from it already. And here I thought that after all of my training, I could finally handle this. Clearly, I gave myself too much credit. Doing well in simulation simply is not enough. Otherwise, my body would not keep going haywire like this, actively trying to prevent me from fulfilling my duty. When I first set foot onto the scene, I was not only petrified, I almost fainted. All the mock investigations and fake blood in the world cannot prepare you for the real thing. Just knowing that, this time, what I'm dealing with is genuine. It makes all the difference. And to make matters worse, that is the condition the victim is in. He may not have been fully crushed as we initially surmised, but that does not make things any better. I can still barely look at him without sight seizing up again and feeling a rush of nausea welling up inside of me. Seriously, what am I gonna do? The doctor may be performing the autopsy, but I'll still need to examine the victim myself. Honestly, I kind of forgot everyone. It's been 2 months, I can't blame you. That's on me. That's on me. This is is she forensics? Wow, I need to brush up. I really should have brushed up before the stream happened, but I've been a little busy in the Christmas season. Ugh. That's not my crying emoji. I forgot my own emoji. All right, this is my crying emoji. Angie, please remember your own facial expressions. Do we have a Christmas themed Oliver? No, we don't. I was too broke to commission space for a Christmas themed Oliver. But you guys can make a Christmas themed Oliver if you want. Give him reindeer antlers. I can make ones. Yeah, there we go. That's the spirit. Oh. I have not taken his fingerprints yet, and I need to check the few things he does carry on his person, like that strange rope, for instance. The big question is how. I'm so glad book club is back. Same, man. It's so refreshing. I miss book club so much. Reindeer Antler Oliver coming up in a 3 day. No, it's okay. Take your time. You're not rushed. Hey ho, how's it going? It's going good. How are you guys? I hope you're all doing well. Oh man, I'm feeling great now that I brought book club back, man. It's been too long. I definitely do not want to give up without even trying, especially after everything I have invested into getting this far. However, if I cannot overcome this darn issue right now, and perform the work I'm supposed to do, then... Oh, it's this guy. It's the red-haired guy whose name I definitely remember. I'm so sorry, I've forgotten every single name. Except for Genba, but, you know, his name is in the title. So that doesn't count. Also, Yuki, Shirayuki, Sure, I remembered Best Girl. And I've been calling the other officer Mizu, but I don't know if that's actually her name or just what I'm associating with her. Angie, it's the freaky one! Okay, well, at least we all remember this. If we forget everything else, we will remember this guy is the freaky one. Also potentially my favorite one, but I forgot his name, so it's, you know, I'm in the hot seat now. What's going on? Why is he... Oh, hello! With the privilege of a pink cupcake paper thing given to me by myself, I hereby announce Angie Old once more. Ah, fuck you, but welcome in! Glad to have you here, Klepik. Also, I take that back. Also, you're the best. Also, I love you. Also, also, please don't be offended. I got cookies. How fun. Oh, that's nice. I want cookies. You're a pink fish cake now. Congrats. Congrats. Just wait till you get to the year one. It's not on there yet. You can't sneak peek it. I'm waiting to put it in, but wait till you get to the year level membership. I have a fun one planned. No, my birthday food. Fair. What kind of cookies are they? Also, happy birthday! Son of a gun! Has he completely lost his mind now? Oh my god, what the hell voice did I have for you? Kikai is not what I called you. Was it Sheen? Shinketsu, maybe? Am I remembering that right? I don't remember. Oh god, my memory. Angie, please put an Oliver on the screen. Can do. Let me find Oliver. You think with how much time we've had, I would label which one is Oliver by now? I might have, but I have just reaching 200 slides now. Well, default Oliver. All right, I have, let's see, we have pink Oliver, Corniver, green Oliver, blue Oliver, Oliver normal. Found him. I have him. Why is he over my eyes? Hold on here. Why is this music kind of perfect for this scenario right now? Also, I'm sorry if mine has background. I can't get rid of it. You're fine. All right, can I request Baxter showed in the ground head first? Do I have Baxter? 1 second. This is seriously perfect music for this scenario right now as I'm fumbling around. Oh, there's a Baxter. Oh, look, there is a Baxter right behind chat. All right, shoved in the ground head first. I got you. Maybe. Why is this thing here? There we are. All right. Perfect. You're welcome. I've got you. Angie, do you want the Oliver to be a reindeer costume? I would love a reindeer Oliver. Can I add a what now? Okay, I'm showing my dinosaur knowledge once again. 1 second. Well, my ability to pronounce dinosaur names, I suppose, is actually what I mean. I love dinosaurs. I promise I love dinosaurs. Someone the other day, you know who you are. Someone the other day commented on one of my videos and said, Angie, I'm beginning to think you're just a Jurassic Park fan and not a dino fan, and that was the most insulted I have ever been. I went through 5 stages of wanting to write a rage comment. I have never been so insulted in my entire life. Just because I suck at pronouncing these names does not take away my love for dinosaurs. Okay, I'm just a dumbass. That's it. Okay, yeah, this looks good. There's all of these are copyrighted. I can't use like any of these. This one's fine though. There we go. You say that and yet you make poor space sit outside the theater and laugh at her while you watch the— Okay, first of all, I paid for her tickets. If she sat outside and didn't watch the dinosaur movie, that is her own damn fault. Second of all, she watched the dinosaur movie. We saw it together. I saw it 3 times. Oh. Okay, all right. Let me add this dino. 1 second. Just gotta do a couple of things. And okay, moving through. Here we go. Dinosaur. Perfect. There. Got him. Eats popcorn while you guys crash out over dinos. It's gonna eventually be this whole stream. This whole stream will slowly turn into us crashing out over dinosaurs. Angie's gaslighting us into thinking she didn't leave space. I didn't leave her. What is the again? I never left her in the first place. Space is the one that bullies me, not the other way around. Could you add a dancing rainbow T-Rex? Hold on. Dancing rainbow T-Rex. Oh, I'll be damned. What do you know? Huh. This is a thing? This is a thing. Huh. Well. Maybe. I might be able to. Just gotta like go in and wait, didn't you already ask for something? This is a 1 per person thing, isn't it? Hold on. Hold on a second. Wait, this is a 1 per person thing. You can't ask for a second. And wait a second, did another person ask for a second? Oh my god, I have not done this in so long. I am not keeping track of a single one. I'm not keeping track of any of you. Wait a second. You have to pick one. You get the dancing rainbow T-Rex, or you get Baxter face down in the dirt. You pick one. Also, Aubrey, you snuck that one in there. Do you want the dino or do you want Oliver? I gotta punish all of you. Which one is it? Take your pick, one must go. T-Rex is better. Fair. All right. Let me just save these so we can have them. Delete the Oliver. Got it. Deleting Oliver. He has now been kicked off the island. And, hold on, BRB, I have to add a dancing T-Rex. Maybe, if this works out. I couldn't get a very good, Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. I couldn't get a very good one, so you're just going to take a poorly done GIF in the corner of this screen. So enjoy. Enjoy. There you go. Behold, a professional streamer. Book club, I missed you. Dancing dino of hopes and dreams. That's the one I was referring to. Nice! Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Uh-oh, he disappeared. he got erased from existence. Could it be possible because I forgot to put loop? Maybe. I suppose we'll never know. Anyways, look, he's back. Oh, mystery of how that happened. Anyways, what is this turning into? What is this turning into? Hey, Angie, as a noble, privileged person, can I ask for 2 things? No! What do you want? Okay, alright. Let's see. Alright, I think I've clicked everything. Damn! I've listed your benefits out when you signed up for this. You should know that. I'll make like the next tier, like, I'll make another tier and that one will be like, okay, you guys can request 2 things from book club, fine. All right, shall we actually get back to this? Oh, I'm proud of you guys for derailing me for a solid like 10 minutes there. That was great. Pay to win fish. Yeah, that's right. All right. Focus spell Oliver? Well, 1. 2, did I ever label focus spell Oliver? Let's see, we have Gojo Oliver, Sleepy Oliver. Oh no, I don't think I ever labeled focus spell Oliver. What if I bribed you? Oh shit. Oh, well, when you put it that way. Thank you for the super also. Oh, that is a tempting offer. Do I make book club pay to win? Do I make book club pay to win? Oh no. Well, if I'm thinking about this, if I'm thinking, I suppose, maybe, possibly, you could get another one since you asked nicely. Rephrase, I already paid you. You must give me the ability to ask for 2 for another thing. Glory to capitalism. I just mean it. It's a pretty compelling point. I mean, if you're going to shove the money in my face, what else am I to do? Oh my god. Can it be on my head? Yeah, sure. We can put it on my head. I still need to find the focus spell Oliver because apparently I decided not to name the focus spell Oliver. Okay, no, that's the dancing T-Rex. Here you are. Oh, I almost deleted you from existence. Whoops. Here you go, buddy. Stay nice and safe on my head. Okay, let me find focus spell Oliver. He's somewhere around here. Let's see, is this? Nope, that's me. Is that? Nope, that's someone's cat. That's also someone's cat. That's also someone's cat. I have a lot of pictures of all of your pets here. Nope, that's me. Nope, that's also me. Oh, crap. Where did I put him? Where is he? Put all of them on screen. All of your pets. You want me to put all of your pets on screen? What's this one? That's Long Oliver. That's Pepper Spray Oliver. This is, Dead Oliver. Sleepy Oliver, and we have Space, and we have Censored Oliver, and we have, Cove, and we have Harley, and there's one suspiciously just labeled Image, which concerns me. Oh, it's Cove. Okay. And that's Bald Me, and this one is not showing up. Huh, I don't know what that one is. Where the heck did I put? Nope, still me. When I look in the mirror, it's still me. Okay, so I guess go fish on the, on that Oliver. I don't know where he is. Huh. Well. Nope. Nope. How many Baxters do we have? Nope. Too many. Too many is what I'm deciding. Oh, that's my Oliver! That's my baby! That's not a drawing, that's actually my baby! Oh, my baby! I love him so much! I'm speaking as if he's not, like, over here beside me right now. Hi, baby! He's sleeping over there going like, what are you doing? Okay, so Oliver, viewer's dog. That's my reference. Where the hell? Also viewer's dog. Okay, guys, I have some bad news. I lost the focus bell, Oliver. I lost him. I don't know where he is. He's gone. He left the building. We don't have him anymore. He's gone off on his own. And I still have not labeled a single damn thing on here. Well, focus, Oliver, no! He went off to bigger and brighter things, keeping other things focused because I am clearly a lost cause because it's now been 15 minutes and I said just 5 minutes ago that we were gonna focus back on the game. Focus bell! Oh, what's your voice? What's your freaking voice? We're gonna throw something at the wall. My apologies, Raccoon. It was something like that, right? I did not intend to disrupt your investigation. I was merely telling some jokes to our apathetic friend over there, when I suddenly remembered a really good one. Hey, Angie, yes? Punishment for a jump scare. There was a lot of jump scares there. Myself. As if things were not already mentally taxing enough, of course I had to be paired up with this weirdo. The superintendent may hold him in high regards, but even if his autopsies were the most accurate in the entire country, it still would not excuse his outlandish behavior. I'm imagining Christmas, Angie aggressively shaking Reindeer. I would not shake Reindeer Oliver. I would hold him gently and pray that he would not eat me. Christmas Angie is still a fish. Anyways. From the very moment I first met him, he's been acting odd to say the least. However, after what he tried to do with the body earlier, and given his unpredictable and rather erratic nature, I am genuinely scared of him now. I'll just wait till you see him sniffing the crotch. Are you okay? You're looking a little pale there, so I hope I didn't startle you with this sudden outburst of mine. Not at all. I am fine, thank you. I would be a lot better though if you would get back to work and leave me alone already. That's good to hear. You also seem rather unfazed by the climate. That chilly name of yours alone must protect you from the blazing rage of the great goddess Amaterasu. Personally, I'm not feeling so well. Working conditions here are less than ideal. It's quite a nuisance how the AC had to implode in the main hall of all places. Yeah, I'm still curious about that one. In a mystery game, that's not a coincidence, I'm sure of it. Angie, I DM'd you 2 images. I'd like you to add them to yourself. Fear. What did you DM me? Oh my god, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Freaking... Fine. 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 You know what? Fine. Fine. I'll play your game. I'll play your game. Okay, fine, sure, fine, yeah, okay. So first one. I'm just gonna... I can't get it to line up with my eyes. I'm just peeking over them. Okay, all right. Second one, which I'm very not angry about. Clapic. I hate you. Anyways, this is personal. Anyways, we'll be going back. Love you too. Ho ho ho, I guess. Merry freaking Christmas. Where were we? Imploded AC?
But maybe that's our lot in life. The truly intelligent are always struck with the worst kind of luck.
You know, I was planning on asking you to remove everything to make all of this pointless, but Clapic has convinced me otherwise. Oh, freaking! I'm sorry to headphone users. I tried to separate from the mic for that one. Okay. All right. Where are we? Worst kind of luck? Yeah, no kidding.
I wish I could at least get out of this lab coat already. I'm sweating like a dinosaur that just spotted an asteroid. Unfortunately, the embarrassment of exposing the huge sweat stains on my back and underarms would be too much to bear, even for me.
You're gonna make me say something disgusting again, aren't you? It's always this freaking guy. Every time this guy opens his mouth, Mouse. Every time this guy opens his mouth, I am just sitting in fear. Also, I remember he said something last time. He definitely said something last time. Like right after this.
And don't even get me started.
Yeah, that, I remembered it! No, we're not saying it! Nope, I remembered it! Guilty! Guilty, Your Honor! Trying to get me to say weird shit. Say no! I'm not saying it! This is just ammo for you clippers, I know it! Too much information. For how long does he intend to stare at me like this in complete silence? He's creeping me out again.
Well, my pesky perceptional problems aside, this is actually an important matter I'd like to discuss with you, Raccoon.
Flipping fudge muffins! What does he want from me now?
It's about our dear dead coon. I have admittedly grown rather fond of this lifeless little rascal. So much, in fact, that I've decided to hog this beautiful hunk of dead meat all for myself. In other words, I am no longer willing to share. I want our lethargic friend over there to be mine and mine alone. So don't even think about getting too close to him. From here on out, only I am allowed to do the touchy-touchy, capisci? I was not keen on getting anywhere close to him anyway, so by all means, be my guest. At least that is what I would like to say, but... Yandere much. Yandere is, I don't think, how I'd put this. I mean, we've already seen his perspective. He's just being nice to her. knowing how she is, because she's scared of, like, blood and stuff from what we've seen. But, the way he does it certainly, paints an image. It's getting so hard to give him I don't think we're supposed to give him the benefit of the doubt, to be honest. I think
I think this is full intended.
Don't worry, since I know where you were itching to get your grabby hands on him too, and I'm not a complete monster, I am willing to make a deal.
A deal?
In exchange for taking full guardianship of our problem child, I will naturally cover your part of the work, as well and send you all my findings later, including his paw prints for analysis.
Angie, I knew I was right for sussing them as soon as I saw the— Okay, again, not the murderer. He is our coworker. He's not gonna be the murderer. I am saying this with 100% positive, not the murderer, not guilty. Weird as fuck, not guilty. Just because they're weird as fuck, a little sus, and very creepy, and possibly covered in blood, does not make them the murderer. I'm sussing them for another— Okay, you can be sus for other reasons. But not the cause of the dino murder. Angie's judgment is compromised. He's her type. Wait! Hold on! No, hold on! I am— just because I like weirdos— Okay, hold on, I need to find a better way to defend myself. Nuh-uh! Moving on. What part were we on? Paw prints for analysis, yes.
I will also throw in a special Burger Queen coupon.
Oh, okay, well, in that case.
That's one free regicide me. Which should be more than adequate compensation, methinks. So what do you say, Raccoon? I think I'm being very generous here. Deal or no deal?
Deal. As if I would have to even think about that twice. I could not give less of a flip about a free burger meal, but as long as I don't have to deal with the body, I certainly will not complain.
Magnificent. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist the lure of the Royal Highness. A pleasure doing business with you, Raccoon.
The pleasure's all mine.
Now then, with all that settled, I think it's time to get back to work, wouldn't you agree? Therefore, I shall scuttle back into my happy little gore corner.
Did we have to say that? Did we have to say that one? Now you're just making chat think you're even more suspicious. Look, I'm behind you here. I don't think you did it. I am actually like 1000% positive it was not you. Like, in no world. At all. It's not gonna be him. But like, you saying that stuff and the aesthetics are the reason people are suspecting you here, okay? I'm trying so hard to defend you.
In urgent matters, I may be willing to spare some precious seconds of my ever-dwelling time on this earth, but do not unnecessarily disturb a maestro during his grand performance.
What if I am the murderer? There it was all along. It was chat that murdered Angie. With the fucking old comments! In the dinosaur room. I can be murdered in the dinosaur room. And you know what? If I'm being murdered, dinosaur room is pretty cool. Gotta admit. If I have to go, that is a way to go out. I don't think I can complain, but, well, depending. I would preferably like to not go out how that guy went out. It was badass and cool as hell, but, you know, I would not like— I don't think I want that. I don't think I want that one. We can come up with something else, though. I think we can come up with something really cool still that doesn't involve that region being punctured. You're sus of who? Mike. He's not here. He's not on the list. I can't imagine Angie not complaining. Well, maybe a couple. Maybe a couple. But like, it's a dinosaur room. If I'm gonna be murdered, the dinosaur room would be cool. Okay, hold on. Okay, I already read this.
I will need full concentration for this beautiful symphony of death.
Yeah, again, this is why people are sus of you.
Understood. I will get right back to the investigation myself then. And no worries, bucking you for any reason whatsoever will be the last thing to cross my mind. Then let us disperse and do our best to get to the bottom of this dubious death dilemma. And who knows? Maybe even catch ourselves a smooth criminal in the process.
Cue the music.
And he came into the jungle. There was the roar of a tyranno. He came into a Rex apartment and left the bloodstains on the grassy carpet.
What is that?
Did he just moonwalk? Never mind.
Yeah, exactly, Josh. He actually moonwalked off. Ah, fuck, I can't keep up with this guy. I'm gonna drink my coffee for a second.
Okay. The only thing that matters is that I will not have to deal with the body now. I'm a bit concerned whether he will do a thorough enough job, but I just will have to trust this superintendent there. He would not still be partnering with him if he was doing a shoddy work. In any case, I should worry more about myself. Even if he takes care of it now, the body is still right there. Just knowing that makes me feel queasy. So here's hoping that once I start investigating and get into the groove of things, I will be able to blend it out. I have to. I have trained years for this very moment. All the preparation cannot have been in vain. Besides, I need to fulfill the promise I have made, so... Oh, promise? Time to get started. First, I should take one more picture of the scene, since it has changed quite a bit compared to before the animatronic was raised. Alright, that should do it. I'd better add to the corresponding case file right away.
The case file main hall pictures has been updated.
Now then, everything that was discovered in the grass beneath the animatronic has been laid out on the carpet. I definitely need to examine each piece of evidence in excruciating detail, but I should also take a thorough look around the main hall in general. On both floors. There sure is a lot to do, so where should I begin? Actually, I guess there is one obvious thing that almost roars to be looked at first, so maybe I should start with that before getting to anything else.
Yeah, probably. That's probably a good call. Angie, I'm still sus of the body detective because cross-contamination. Again, I don't think it was him. I am saying with 100% certain I will eat my socks if it is him. Okay. Well, I guess we should start with the big roaring hunk of metal over here. Hey, Rexy, how's it going?
I still cannot believe that I have embarrassed myself like this. And not only once, but twice. On 2 separate occasions, I simply shut down. First when I arrived here and saw what I would have to deal with, and then when that darn animatronic was dangling in the air and I was supposed to examine the area beneath it. I just couldn't do it. This is what I've spent years preparing for, yet when the moment of truth finally arrived, I could not move. I could only barely breathe. I was completely paralyzed. I think Dr. Kikai tried talking to me, but I could not even perceive his words. In the end, he had to call in one more officer from outside who had to take over for me. And while I was standing here,
As if there was nothing more than exhibition. As if I was nothing more than another exhibition piece. How ironic. Earlier, I yelled at Officer Genba for bringing Miss Harding to the scene, but I am actually at fault myself for unnecessarily increasing the number of people accessing it. All because I'm such a darn wimp. And the worst part of it is that the guy did not even do a thorough job. He just skimmed over the fake grass and picked up whatever jumped out at him, instead of going through it with a fine-tooth comb. Of course, I cannot really blame him. He's just another rookie patrol officer. The properly trained crime scene technician here is me. Gosh dang it! This is exactly why I wanted to become a forensic investigator, and yet... Dang nabbit! Internally yelling at myself is not going to benefit the situation either. I need to calm down and focus. After all, there might still be important clues or even crucial pieces of evidence slumbering among those blades of fake grass. Ray is Angie for real. Oh no, she's too best girl oriented for me, for that to be me. I'm like the problematic like weirdo, and that's not Ki. I'm downgraded from Kikai. But how to put it? If I was gonna compare myself to one of them, it would probably be Mizu. With all the screaming I do, because come on, she's keeping it inside. We all know I can't keep it in. I can't conceal it. The frustration, the rage, the toxic gamer energy, all of it goes out. I'm like the annoying younger sibling that's constantly annoying you. I couldn't be best girl. If Ray was a few trillion years. Hey! Hey! What is with all the old comments? Ignore the sign. What is with all the old comments? From experience, I mean, what? Okay, Klapik. All right. Angie, last stream I had a theory that the bearded vulture was involved in this case. I also kind of think so. I either think it's a red herring, though. Because, like, the feathers are up there on the top floor, and I think, like, that's very specific that that's there. So I either think that's a red herring, because it's so obvious, or the bird maybe, like, pushed him, like, surprised him, and that's what made him fall over into the mouth or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to piece that together. All right. Let's go on. In order to ascertain that nothing was overlooked, there is no other choice but to examine that dinosaur myself, especially the gray area around its head. If only there was not so much blood. Drat, not again. Why? After everything I've gone through, why? Was it all for nothing? If we end up missing something important here just because No, I cannot let this haunt me forever. I have to flip and pull myself together already. There has got to be a way for me to take care of this. I know. Maybe if I focus on examining other things first, I can build up the courage to tackle the animatronic later. Start with something small and simple, and slowly work yourself up to the more difficult tasks. Yes, that sounds like the most effective course of action, so I will give it a try. You can now access the footprint icon in the investigation menu. It can be used to move around the main hall and change your perspective during the investigation? Okay, all right, I'm gonna investigate this stuff up close first. We're gonna work our way around. So let's start with this bloody camera. You know, maybe I shouldn't have started with something that had a lot of blood on it. That's on me. I should have thought about that. You know, when I said blood and she was saying, let's work our way up to the blood thing. You know, that should have stuck out in my head. Maybe I should have started with something that's not covered in blood. Whoops. Hey, Ray, you think you pulled yourself together now? You think in those 5 seconds, you pulled yourself together enough to look at that?
There sure is a lot of blood on this camera. I can handle this amount, though. Yes, good way to get me prepared for what is yet to come.
You've got this. I believe in you, Ray.
Anyway, before I do anything else with it, I should carefully examine it for fingerprints.
Ray reluctantly scanned the digital camera for fingerprints.
Huh. This is strange. There's not a single print on it anywhere. Either this camera has never been touched by bare hands, or it was completely wiped clean. Well, before all this blood got splattered on it, of course. Which there is something odd about that, too.
Huh.
For some reason, it has a rather sweet and familiar scent to it.
The fake blood? Because earlier we got that it was fake blood from, I'm gonna go off on a limb and say that I've been calling him Shin. But we got that there was fake blood on the body to make it seem like gorier than it was. But now there's fake blood on the camera too. So I think, like, last time I gave a theory that I thought maybe someone was like putting up a lot of red herrings to maybe cover up who actually did it. I mean, it could just be a lot of things to try and cover up the actual crime too that the actual culprit is doing. I'm kind of leaning, because again, the feathers are so obvious, I'm kind of leaning towards the theory that this is like people are trying to cover up who the actual killer is. Oh, I guess there could also be multiple, like it could be a murder on the Orient Express kind of situation and we have multiple people involved. I don't really think it's that though. All right, I'm gonna stick to the theory of they're trying, like someone's trying to protect who the killer is, which makes sense because they're all friends. So I'm gonna go with that. That's currently what I'm sticking to. All right,
maybe I should collect a sample of it and run it through the analyzer later.
Ray begrudgingly collected a DNA sample from the digital camera.
Okie dokie. With that taken care of, I can now check the actual contents of the camera. Time to find out whether it has been used today and, if so, what it captured. Looks like there are only 3 pictures on it, all of which depict the head of the T-Rex from the front.
Okay, so he was taking pictures of the T-Rex?
The snapshots gradually move closer and closer towards its jaws, with the last one reaching right into them, essentially becoming a close-up of its oral cavity.
Okay. That's interesting. All right, I'm holding on to my, maybe the bird pushed him, or like not pushed him, but surprised him and it knocked him over. The bird could have pushed him, I guess, and it was just rammed straight into his back, but I don't think that's the case because that might hurt the bird. I don't think anyone would be willing to do that. I don't think any of these guys would be willing to hurt the bird to commit murder, so I don't think that'd be the case. But maybe like the bird kind of surprised him and it knocked him back. Like the bird went up with the attack because we know this guy was abusing the bird. So the bird went up for the attack because the bird doesn't like him. And it surprised him and knocked him back. So that's why he fell. But wait a second. So in that scenario, I had that he would like turn around. Like if the bird came from behind him, he would kind of like turn around because he'd be surprised by it. But the way his body was facing, he was face down in, because I've looked at that CG a number of times for this thumbnail. He would be face down in the T-Rex. So I guess it's possible the bird pushed him from behind. If we're using the bird, someone just could have pushed him from behind. It could have been a person, I guess. All right, I'm thinking too hard on this. We need more. We still don't have a lot of evidence here, so I'm gonna keep going.
According to the timestamps, all of these were taken today. The first two at 10:59 a.m. and the last one at 11 a.m. In other words, they were shot literally moments before the incident. So do these pictures show how and why the victim... No, it's too soon to say anything with a certainty, especially given all the oddities regarding this camera. Which would also indicate the fact that only these 3 peculiar pictures were taken, and not a single one of the T-Rex as a whole, or anything else for that matter. Very strange for someone who apparently came here specifically to marvel at the exhibits. Then again, due to the lack of fingerprints or any other sort of indicator, I cannot even say whether this camera did indeed belong to the victim or not. There's no point in racking my brain about any of these mysteries, though. Not when further investigation may eventually clear things up, so time to move on.
A new case file has been added. All right, let's go with this thing.
All right, considering that these items were intended to prevent the incidents such as this, I had better inspect them in great detail to see why they were failed at fulfilling their very purpose. So time to create a new case file and get the documentation underway. First off, we have a steel support that was tempered to a dark brown color, likely to cause it to better blend in with the forest background and thus keep it from sticking out too much. The Y-shaped part goes into the tube-like anchor base and can be height adjusted in specific intervals with the help of a sliding bolt. The whole thing was placed directly under the animatronic's belly in order to stabilize it and keep it from toppling over. Thanks to the picture that Officer GENBA received from Amber Harding. We know that this is what it looked like before the incident. Now, the million-yen question is why the T-Rex collapsed despite such a safety measure being in place. The support was found lying flat under its belly, so it would seem as though it fell over along with the dinosaur. Something it was specifically designed not to do. The 4 holes in its square base made it clear that it was intended to be bolted to the floor. The officer who checked the area beneath the T-Rex did in fact find the 4 through bolts. Hold on. 4 through bolts it was originally placed on. There was no trace of corresponding nuts to fasten it though. Oh?
That's interesting. So the bolts were there, they just were missing the fastens. Huh. Lack of maintenance? No, it seems like the maintenance is fine. It's the things fastening this thing down. So that's why it failed. That's why, like, it was fine for a second and then absolutely failed.
Given his rather surface level search, I guess it's possible for them to still be hidden somewhere among the grass. Although, wherever they may have disappeared to, that much bigger question would be why they are not where they are supposed to be.
Because someone removed them?
They obviously could not have popped off all on their own. So could this simply be a case of negligence, as in the support never had been bolted fast to begin with?
I'm leaning more towards someone took them off intentionally, seeing as how it would be a rather big coincidence if they were just never fastened in place. So I'm more willing to bet that someone took them off. It could just be that they just never fastened them. I mean, I guess you're never expecting an incident like this to happen, but that would be pretty risky. That would be pretty risky.
Or could it be that somebody purposely... Never mind. I should refrain from getting too lost in speculation. Especially when it does not even open up new angles to pursue, which might actually benefit the investigation. Besides, as a CSI, my job is not to take guesses as to what could have been, but it's not my job, so I'm gonna guess away! It is first and foremost to make factual observations regarding the state of the scene and to document every little peculiarity that sticks out to me. And another one would be that the sliding bolt to adjust the height was not in place either. Oh? Although the officer did spot this one at least. I wonder, did it simply slip out during the incident, or did somebody purposely— Hey, you're not supposed to do that! Hey! Shoot, I'm doing it again! Better just move on to the next thing. Alright. These arch-shaped steel objects were apparently used to hold the feet of the T-Rex animatronic in place. They are usually hidden out of sight by the fake grass, as well as the wooden information sign that got knocked over during the incident. In other words, visitors would normally not be able to see, which would explain why, unlike the steel support, they were not tempered to a different color. Now, the thing is, they were also meant to be fastened to the ground, but the four nuts necessary to do so are gone as well, bringing us to a total of 8 that are missing. Yeah, someone definitely took these out. This honestly does not feel like a coincidence anymore. There's no way. Either Raptor Pack Productions were highly negligent in securing this dangerous machine, or somebody purposely— Gosh dang it, there I go again! Oh well, at least one thing I can say for certain. The reason this thing was able to collapse was not just due to the safety measure failing, but because they were never properly installed to begin with. A circumstance that most definitely warrants further inquiry. A new case file has been added. Alright. There's a lot of stuff. Oh hey, there's the body. I see the body. I see what you're doing over there. Okay. Is that his suitcase? Like our guy, Shin, our doctor? Hold on, I said that I was gonna do this and I forgot. I need to go down. You guys aren't supposed to see me. So I am gonna just out of here, along with my glasses and this and this guy. And so you guys can see everything that's on screen. So this little briefcase over here is what I was looking at. Is that Shin's briefcase? Is that our doctor's briefcase? It suits him. You know, it suits him. All right. So let's go to this. Those are amber shards lying there. From the looks of it, they seem to have formed larger pieces of amber originally, which must have fallen and shattered on that massive rock. The question is, where did it originate from? The display case remains unscathed, so it obviously did not come from there. Given the close proximity to the head of the dinosaur, it could have belonged to the victim, though. Maybe it slipped out of his pocket during the fall or something. It will be difficult to check those tiny fragments for fingerprints, but I will give it a shot. I just wish they were not lying so close to that area. Sorry. Well, at least they were out of the range of the splatter and did not catch a single speck of blood, so maybe if I really zone in on them, I can blend out the nearby surroundings. Ray squeamishly tried her best to scan the amber shards for fingerprints. No dice. Without meticulously puzzling this piece together— Nope, that's not the narrator. No dice. Without meticulously puzzling this piece together first, the DPA will not be able to detect a clear, usable print. That will take some time, however, and is better done by the crime lab, so I guess I will just note down what I can and leave it at that for now. With any luck, we we might get a quick answer by simply asking Raptor Pack Productions about the origins of this amber anyway.
A new case file has been added. Alright, that one stumps me. I didn't anticipate amber.
Those feathers belong to Toronto Takamori's bearded vulture, Alexis. According to him, he was carrying her in his arms as he approached the T-Rex to take a closer look at the victim. Apparently, she was so agitated due to the loud noise caused by the incident that she kept uncontrollably flapping her wings, shedding a few feathers in the process. More can be found upstairs from where he initially checked the situation after exiting his room with her.
Where's his room? I need to look at that again. I don't remember where he said he exited from. Yeah, that explains the feathers. Yeah. My theory that the bird did it is slowly fading down. It's slowly going down. Not entirely, though. I'm still convinced the bird was involved, but that is an explanation. I am curious, though, if that happened. So, like, assuming his room is upstairs, like, assuming it's, like, one of these up here, we do see the feathers, like, right here. I'm pretty sure. And they're down here. But we don't see the feathers anywhere else. And instead, it's almost as if it's just in this line here. Just in this area. Like it flew over it. So I'm racking my brain together so hard with this. So like it could have, like she could have come over here, did the push theory, and then flew off. But okay. I need more. I need more. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I hope the poor thing is feeling much better by now. She was still pretty distressed when the superintendent called me to watch over Raptor Pack Productions. Although Himatsu-chan said that was due to him and Alexis scaring the crap out of each other. I wonder what happened back there.
Have we seen the bird shed at any other point? I can't remember if we have. Hello, welcome in. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just glad you're here. I don't remember if we've seen this bird. I don't think we have. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen and that the bird just kind of stopped shedding now. It could definitely, and he is there to calm the bird down. I just don't think, even though she's been stressed, I don't think we've seen her shed anymore. I'm reaching too hard on this. I am reaching way too hard on this.
It is too bad that she got cut off before she could elaborate on the matter. As is the fact that I was not the one getting tasked with escorting the birdie outside. Matsu-chan did not seem very thrilled, but I sure would have been.
I'm glad that we all love the bird. I'm very glad we all love the bird.
She just looks so big, puppy, cuddly, and all around adorable. Like an explosion of fluff.
All right, best girl, definitely best girl. Okay.
I would be curious to know what it takes to keep a bird of prey as a pet, and where you would even get one such as her. Maybe I can approach Toronto Takamori once the investigation is over and inquire about it.
A new case file has been added. So we'll look at this.
The fact that moving the display cases out of the way was all I managed to help with before I shut down is something that the word shameful does not even begin to describe. At the very least, I should have pulled myself together enough to also help them put them back into their original positions. I still feel bad for the doctor having to do so much on his own.
Not only did he struggle a lot and kept cussing under his breath about his age and back, ha! Me. I'm pretty sure I also heard a rather painful sounding cracking noise at one point. Ha! Me. I guess I will just have to make up for his pain and my inaction by conducting a thorough investigation now. That said, since we have already given them a proper look earlier, these display cases do not require any further attention. The only thing of note here is how lucky Raptor Pack Productions can count themselves to have placed them just enough of a distance to the dinosaur that they got off without as much of a scratch. The one on the left did catch some of the blood splatter, though. Huh. Interesting line there. I don't know what it has to do with this case, but that's an interesting line that I'm going to note. Neither of them got scratched and they were strategically placed. Thankfully, the display case blocks out most of the bloody mess from here. I can still see a little too much for my taste, though. Anything else? Okay, no, that's it. I forgot that there is multiple dialogue that you can get with each of these, so I'm gonna look at the amber again. Nothing more I can do with those shards. I will leave piecing them back together to the lads at the crime lab and hope that in the meantime Himatsu-chan can learn more about them from Raptor Pack Productions. And okay, yeah, same thing. Having trouble clicking? Okay. Birds are the greatest animals in existence, period. I don't know, I'm rather partial to fish too. Especially Java sparrows. It defies all comprehension how a single animal can be so infinitely flipping adorable. I have so many fond memories of my little Ellie. Oh, if only she was still around. Oh, I miss you, Ellie. I feel you. I feel you, girl. I feel you. I think I did pretty well there. I have managed to thoroughly examine the camera despite all the blood on it. Probably because it somehow reminds me more of a fake variant that we use in mock investigations, even though this here obviously has to be real. No, I don't think it is. I think it's fake. Maybe this is all just a matter of the mind. If I try to keep thinking of the blood as fake, I might be able to handle it. Although I still doubt I am ready for the larger amounts just yet. Nothing left to do here. This camera's supply of clues has been thoroughly exhausted. I have been told so many times to eliminate unnecessary assumptions and speculation from my thought process, but temptation is nigh irresistible. Whenever I am presented with a puzzle, I cannot help but ponder for an answer. What can I say? It is difficult to fight human nature. Okay, same thing. Got it. And you? Oh no, I wasn't clicking on you. This. Okay, no, why is it still clicking on the same thing? Oh, is it both? Is it both? It's both. It's both. I'm dumb. Okay, moving on. All right. Not the pot of plants, but we're gonna save the T-Rex. Save the T-Rex for later. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything around here. Angie, the long tail on the bird is really cute. Agreed. Agreed. I like the bird. I do like him. All right. Let's examine our partner over here. The doctor's fun case, as he called it. I still wonder what he meant by that. Or by calling the creepy smiley face on it the brand logo. I would assume him to keep everything necessary for conducting an autopsy in there, but then why is he always throwing paranoid glances around, making sure that no one can peek inside before opening it? Okay, again, Sheen, this is why chat suspects you. I can't keep defending you. On the one hand, that makes me all the more curious. On the other hand, do I really want to know? The mere sight of the briefcase alone somehow sends shivers down my spine. Okay, same thing. The body is spread out right there. Flipping fudge muffins! Why am I even looking at it? Just dart your eyes towards the darn evidence in front of you, gosh dang it! Stop it! Do not even glance in that direction! Just focus on your dang investigation. Okay, alright. Dialogue exhausted. I guess let's look at this thing that I didn't notice before. Another information sign proving further facts and trivia about the Tyrannosaurus Rex. When the dinosaur collapsed, it got knocked over by his tail. And that may seem like all there is to say about it, but I would be remiss not to take a quick peek beneath it at least. A thorough investigation calls for nothing to be left unchecked after all. And this is precisely why! A single little nut. Not something you would expect to be randomly lying on the floor of a dinosaur exhibition. That said, I do have a hunch what it might belong to, and if I should be right about this, there could be 7 more hidden close by. The T-Rex may have to be raised again, so I can turn over every blade of fake grass to be sure. I am afraid it will take some more time for me to be ready with such a task, however. Alright, so we did find one. In any case, just as expected, checking under the sign was a good idea. You never know where a potentially important piece of evidence might slumber. The case file safety measures has been updated. Dinky Smurt, thank you! Thank you for becoming a member! Oh, you have a pink one, so you're already one. Thank you! Alright. Nothing else to be found here. I blame Amber Harding for this one. She has been filling their minds. Okay. I love her for that. Hear me out. 4-time game where and these are VTuber communities, and the VTubers are the commander units. The internet is the map. That actually sounds like a lot of armies. Yeah, I got it. Armies. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Have you seen the it's like a Vampire Survivor game, but it's a Hololive. It kind of reminds me of that. I love that idea. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think so. No, definitely. It sounds like a lot of fun. All right, are we ready to check out the big hulking dinosaur over here? One would think that with the body now gone from its fangs, it would be much easier to approach this dinosaur, but as sad as it is to admit, the blood alone is more than enough to thoroughly compromise me. Nevertheless, I'm not going to break my promise. I will examine this darn T-Rex, I swear. I just need a bit more time to internally prepare myself, so for now, I should focus on other things first and come back to this later, once I have built up the necessary mental fortitude to deal with it. Okay, still not ready. Later, for sure. Okay, that's fine. We have other things we need to see. So I think I've investigated everything down here. We can move. Upstairs! This is from where the victim fell to his death. If there are any clues to how and why he met such an unfortunate fate, I will most likely find them here, near the railing. Still, even his movements before this incident could offer insight into what happened here, so I should check the entire area thoroughly. Alright, we got the railing. There is a stereo back there. A picture? We're not checking the pulley system. There are doors we can check. A missing picture? Huh? Interesting. I thought there was more feathers up here, but there's only this one. Wait a second, is this his room? If he came out here, and then the feathers are on the ground over there. Huh. Alright, I don't have a solid theory just yet. I'm just trying to piece things in order. So, no, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't knock him down. She didn't knock him down. Is it possible that the bird pulled him? With what? Because there's no way the bird, I mean, the bird is strong, but I don't think it would have been enough to, if he was already leaning over though, because we have the camera having pictures of him leaning like directly into this thing's mouth. So if he was leaning over and the bird somehow pulled him, I don't entirely know how. Well, I am pinning everything on the bird here, but I don't entirely know how, but could that be a possibility? There's definitely more to this. Or cover up a different crime. That's true too. I mean, again, there's always, I still have the theory that maybe someone is trying to cover up what actually happened. I mean, obviously, trying to cover up what actually happened, like make sure that the person that did it is protected. I think maybe multiple people might be involved here, but I am trying to figure out this bird thing. Is the bird guilty? Okay. We'll find out. We'll find out. There's too little to go on. Let's look at the railing.
It is rather difficult to imagine how the victim could have fallen over the railing and right into the open jaws of a T-Rex. Its very purpose is to prevent the accidental fall, or such as this, though. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking he was either pushed or pulled. Ah, man, I am trying so hard to think about that part. Okay, so the painting is missing here, right? The picture? I don't know how heavy these pictures are. But is it possible maybe he got hit in the back of the head with it? And by the actual person that did it. And then maybe the bird pulled him? Like it was a two-person kind of thing here? I don't know what I'm saying. I am really trying to piece this together. You know, let's move on. Did he really climb over intentionally? For what reason, though? Come to think of it, there should be some traces of his left on the guardrail, which might shed some light on the specific moments, so... Ray carefully scanned the guardrails for fingerprints. The DPA sure is something. Doing this the old-fashioned way with powder, brush, and tape would have taken an immense amount of time, but just by carefully moving the scanner across the surface once or twice, it shows me all the fingerprints that were left on it. As expected, there are quite a number of them here. Thankfully, the DPA should be able to isolate those of the victim, so I can see where exactly he placed his hands. Before I tackle any analysis-related tasks, however, I think I will finish documenting this scene first.
All right, that's been added.
There's nothing else left to find here, so I'd better keep my distance now.
Calling it, it was the Riddler. This game turned out to be a surprise Batman game. Ah, of course! Of course! My friend Rai would be so happy with that. Batman is her hyperfixation, and she loves the Riddler. So this is perfect! It was the Riddler and dinosaurs all along, working together. Take that! We solved it. All right, anything else? Okay, yeah, we did it. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, we can look at the potted plants this time. Oh, is there something behind the potted plants? All right, we'll get to that. Let's look at the feathers. Oh, how I miss you, Ellie. Okay, we're back on that. All right. Good talk, good talk. Let's look at the plant.
Huh? Those are glass shards? What are they doing behind that potted plant? Well, there is that square shape on the wall up there, so maybe the picture frame that used to be hanging there fell and broke. Oh, hit in the back of the head theory? We might win? Hit in the back of the head theory might be winning? Now I kind of want another security breach style FNAF game that was the only FNAF game I was able to enjoy. I've never played that one. I played all of them up to Pizzeria Simulator. I've never played the ones afterwards. Eventually, I want to go and play every single FNAF game on stream. I think that would be a lot of fun. Torturing myself into doing some of the hardest difficulties sounds like hell on earth, but hey, that's this channel. Hit by the Riddler? Oh yes, of course. What do you take me for? Of course the Riddler was involved in this. It was secretly William Afton who did this. Yes, he was the accomplice. It was both of them. I think we're winning this game of Clue. I think we're winning. In that case, whoever cleaned up the aftermath was not particularly thorough, or did so in a rush. These shards were not that hard to spot after all.
Oh, maybe it's a red herring. Because they were protecting the person that actually did it! Or multiple people were involved and someone did a really sloppy job on cleaning it. Or they wanted me to see this and think it was someone else. Because the bird did. Anyways, where are we? Look at me jumping at every single thing.
On the one hand, one could argue that if the picture frame did indeed break earlier today, shortly before or even during the incident, it should obviously still be lying there alone with many shards. However, what if the victim himself broke the frame by accident and then in a surge of panic and shame quickly tried to dispose of it? Wait, his throat is slashed, right?
I mean, I'm not sure about that, honestly. But I think that was the case, if I remember right. His throat is slashed. They guessed that it was from the teeth of the T-Rex, but I wonder if it happened earlier. But no, he was screaming when he went in, wasn't he? Ah, okay, all right. Again, let's go. It's the freaking mafia disposed. I mean, he is the mafia. I think he's the Yakuza. He's one of them. Soundboard? I mean, a lot of the clues point to the sound system, so I guess it's possible.
What if the victim himself broke the frame by accident and then in a surge of panic and shame quickly tried to dispose of it?
Okay, look at this guy. You think he has any shred of panic or shame? Panic, yes, actually. Shame? He's a freaking walking velociraptor. There's no way. This guy, the lone shark, there's no shame here. Look at it. Look at what he's wearing. No, I refuse.
Maybe even by throwing it straight into the wide open jaws of a nearby T-Rex? Which could also explain why he...
Okay, maybe now I am diving a little too deeply into the ocean of speculation. No, actually, go on with that. That was an interesting line of thought. My true prison is shame. Oh, isn't it for all of us? Actually, I have lacked shame since becoming a streamer. I've said so many things now. The shame has left the building. I even wonder if it was here to begin with. I just had an illusion of shame.
However, as far-fetched and silly as it may sound, there is a possibility that these shards are related to what happened here this morning. The broken frame could, for instance, also be a sign of some sort of struggle or fight. We cannot quite rule out a scenario of foul play after all. In which case, a potential culprit may have tried to erase evidence from the scene as well. Well, guess that settles it then. Now that these theories have popped into my head, I have no other choice but to further look into this. So let us see if I can find any clues to how the fourth dinosaur that was likely displayed there ended up facing extinction all over again.
Nice way to tie that together. I'm temporarily back from playing Skylanders Giants to check in. What did I miss? Well, Angie has a lot of random theories that she's throwing out on how this dinosaur murder happened. I think the bird did it. I have no proof, but I think the bird did it. I mean, I could also revisit my hoodie theory from all these times of me blaming the poor girl whose name is leaving my mind, of constantly blaming the poor girl for just wearing a hoodie when it's hot. With no other proof. Those are my two theories. Hoodie girl and the bird. They worked together. They both did it. I can't prove it, but it was them. It was them. It's the artist and it's the bird. I have no proof. Okay, where were we? Do you think these guys got to go see the dinosaur movie? I mean, I think they were there opening day. I think they got to see it early, in fact. They somehow got to see it early. Could be the Yakuza. He's dead! He's the victim! Angie, should the reindeer Oliver have lights? Yes. Absolutely yes. Alright. Where were we?
If the frame and shards were indeed removed in a rush, they could still be close by. Of course, if they did become a meal for the T-Rex, retrieval will be somewhat difficult. However, there could have always been some other way to place and dispose of them.
Okay, I think we already read that. Yeah, we did. Okay, cool. And this?
Those picture frames display various dinosaur skulls. Given their uneven number, coupled with that square-shaped mark on the far left and the nails still stuck in the wall in the upper edge, I think it is quite safe to say that there used to be a fourth picture frame hanging there. I wonder what became of it. There was a fourth dinosaur here. It is extinct now.
Oh! I like the way she puts it. Okay, whose room is this?
This door leads to the laundry room. There is a soft whirling noise coming from the other side, as well as a refreshingly cool air current through the gap in its bottom. The door itself feels pretty cold, actually. I'm almost tempted to press my cheeks and arms against it. Maybe just for a second. Considering that the incident occurred only a couple steps away warrants closer inspection anyway.
Same.
Oh yes, this feels so nice. It must be really cold on the other side. Why could the laundry room not be the scene? I would love to be in there to investigate. Maybe I can at least slip for a better moment to chill. The doctor surely is too busy to notice. Why is he staring at me like that? Did he catch me cuddling the door? They're both worried. They're both worried that either one of them saw, because he's sniffing the crotch of that victim, of that dead guy. And she has her face cuddled against the door, and neither of them wants to see it.
Angie, the Yakuza could be the culprit and they could do it themselves. The Yakuza is dead! Well, specifically that guy. It's not, we have our suspects! Stop adding more, currently, for now. For now, stop adding more. We don't have evidence for that. You know what we also don't have evidence for? The bird or the hoodie girl. I mean, we have more evidence for the bird. Hoodie girl, I have nothing. I have nothing. It could be self. I mean, it's impossible, but I don't think that was the case. I mean, for that to be the case, he would have jumped head first into that T-Rex. He took all the nuts and bolts out himself. Jumped head first into that T-Rex and then started screaming up a storm. It's possible, I guess, but I don't think so. If you want to know, I'm playing on an emulator. Skylanders are expensive. I see. All right, be careful about that kind of talk here. It's in my rules. Just be careful. Dang nabbit! All right. One more time. I cannot believe I did not check before I made myself look like a complete fool. All right, whose room is this? This is a Batman game and it's the Riddler. I will be very smart. I don't, you know what? I believe. Here's how the Riddler can still win. Raptor Pack Projections were filming in there this morning. I still cannot believe that they have their own studio, complete with numerous cameras, lights, a green screen, and dozens of props and backdrop decorations. Okay, so it's not his room, but it's possible the bird could have still been in there. Because the other thing that we're kind of doing, that I'm kind of doing, I should say, my favorite visual novel ever, Umineko, taught me this, but there is a method of believability that you can have for certain people. There are 4 people in this game that we can absolutely believe the tales of. And that are our 4 investigators. The things that our 4 investigators here tell us we can absolutely believe with certainty. They could be wrong in some levels, there can be unreliable narrators, but for the most part, we are going to have to try and believe our 4 main characters here, our 4 investigators, are telling us the truth because we're in their point of view. However, the other people around here, the other suspects, if you will, they are not reliable. They could be telling the truth, but we don't know that. They could all be trying to cover up for each other, so there is a good possibility that they're lying. In fact, we have proof that they are lying because earlier, some of the witnesses that were here actually did have a different story than what we were being told. So, actually, we have evidence that they have lied before and that they have lied about multiple things, including where some of them might have been. Heavy Rain taught me to never trust the player characters. Besides the point, it's true. You could just not trust the player characters because sometimes the player characters aren't very reliable too. However, in this case I am assuming that this mystery visual novel is solvable, that we can solve this and that there is no like trick on the player currently for this. There can be plot twists and stuff, but usually if you want your player to be able to figure out what is happening, your plot twist is not going to be that the investigators did it, which is why I'm saying with a lot of certainty that the entire police force and one of us is not going to be the culprit. Something can change, something can like come out, but I am going to go ahead and say that with certainty. I'm saying it in red because I fucking love Umineko and I will be a nerd about this. I'm saying it in red. I believe that none of these guys are the culprits until that comes around and I'm proven a liar. Secret 5th character who is good. I mean, I guess that can be our captain and stuff. So where was I in all of this? What was I saying? Right. So the 4 that we can't account for because we don't have their point of view, we don't have their entire thing, could be lying. We don't know. We don't know any of that. So everything that they say has to be taken with a grain of salt, including where they said they were or what was with them. All 4 of these are bad, so you have to accuse them with the... I'm not, they're fine. Well, I'm accusing my suspect. Oh, not all of them. I mean, I could accuse all of them. Okay. But that being said, that leaves us with our 4 suspects. And we already know Amber, for sure, lied to us once. Change my profile pic. Nice! Oh, that looks good. Oh, the reindeer Oliver looks really good. Good job, Aubrey. Oh, man. But yeah, Amber, we know for a fact, has already lied to us. The rest of them, we don't know. They might have, I can't remember. We don't know if they've lied to us or not, but there is a strong possibility that they are willing to lie or cover up for each other because they are all really good friends. None of them seem to like this guy so much, and since we know this guy is a loan shark, I can imagine he was not the favorite for a lot of them. So I can imagine if one of them did it, they would want to cover up, protect each other. You know, that's a thing. So I am willing to bet that some of their testimonies of where they were might not be the most truthful. I think there's speckles of truth in there, but it might not be the most truthful. So even though the one guy whose name is failing me again might have said that he was with the bird, it might not have been the case. So yeah, or he was in that room or something. I don't remember where they said they were. I'm pretty sure he said that he was in his room, but I can't remember. But I'm just like keeping this in mind. This is where my thought process is going. I'm keeping this in mind as we continue this. I am betting that more than one person is lying to us in this situation. Wait, the victim is a loan shark? Stop investigating. The dinosaur did it. Everything in story deserved fate. I mean, yes, the victim is a loan shark. I can't blend the Oliver JPEG with my added detail that well. It's cool. Don't worry about it. You're making an effort and that clearly shows, and you're doing a great job. All right. Anyways, I can't entirely remember where I was going with this anymore. My mind is going like everywhere. Blame the coffee. So yeah, I rest my case. Everyone is lying to us. That's it. That's my story. Don't trust girls in hoodies also or something, and birds. Don't trust birds. They're cute. They're cute and amazing. Evil. Especially geese. Never trust a geese. Anyways. Despite the fact that it is rather small and only meant for more intimate dialogue scenes, it has an unexpected professional air about it. It made me feel like being on a real movie set. As much as I would like to check it out more thoroughly, the studio unfortunately is not part of the scene. Besides, I already feel guilty enough for sneaking a peek earlier, purely to sate my curiosity. Okay, alright, nothing more there. This, I guess we can't investigate this room. This room! The Triceratops skull marks Toronto Takamori's room. This is from where he emerged with his pet vulture, Alexis, apparently right after the animatronics collapse. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to click that. Whoops, all right. The Triceratops, okay, that's the same. All right, so this is where he said he was with Alexis. However, the feather's over here. It's possible, wait a second. So according to his testimony, if I remember right, I think he said he left his room and immediately went downstairs, and I don't think that side of the staircase was blocked. So he would have just been able to walk down those stairs. And he said, again, the bird was with him the whole time. But why is the shedded feather over here in the middle? I mean, it's possible he could have gone over here and was like looking over, but I'm pretty sure he came down here. Unless he went over on this side to do it, but why? Wouldn't you use just the first one? Unless the bird wasn't with him and came out of this room. I don't know. I'm stretching a lot. And, you know, it's not my job to not suspect everything. So I am stretching a lot. I'm gonna make a lot of very bold claims here. But I wonder if Alexis was actually with him at all. And maybe the murderer was actually the person with Alexis, the bird. And maybe came out of this room. And that's how... I'm not sure how I feel about a lot of my theories here, but I do think they involve the bird. I do think that's an actual thing. And if the bird was pulling him, whether like grabbed him with its talons or something and pulled him, I could see that being a thing for why there's more feathers on the ground, because the guy would probably be either like clawing at the bird or, you know, it's a lot of effort. So I could see that happening as well. I think the bird is involved. I think the bird is involved. Did anyone tell you about the bird? I don't think you've heard. No, I haven't heard about the bird. What is the bird? Word. Okay. Also, why the hell is all flight and tail feathers? Poor bird. Or yeah, the poor bird losing all of its feathers here. Poor bird being involved in a crime. The bird is the word. Cue the music. All right. And then last door. Beyond that door lies Shikojura's room. That's her. That's the artist. The skull in it might be that of a velociraptor. At least it looks very similar to the one displayed in that big frame over there. Okay, that's all we have to say on that. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm super suspicious about this feather placement. Because if he's there, he would have gone down there with the bird, but instead, it's placed over here in front of this room. So I no longer think the bird pushed him from behind. I actually do think he was pulled. Which would explain why he's face down in the thing, why he was taken by surprise, why he was like flailing and screaming when he was there. I mean, I'd flail and scream in general if I fell into the T-Rex, but I do think that's more likely now. I still don't entirely know how, but I'm onto this. I am onto this. He could have been hit in the back of the head. I'm not really sure about that one. But what about the sliced neck? Oh man, I'm gonna go insane. Okay, there's a speaker over here. It may be possible that it's a vacuum cleaner. That this vacuum cleaner was used to suck up shards of the missing picture frame. Only one way to find out, I guess. My gosh, this test bag is certainly loaded, almost as though it is ready to blow. It kind of makes me excited to see what I can find in there. Ew, and just like that, the excitement has already evaporated. I was perfectly aware that there would be much more in here than I bargained for, but this is not what I expected to find inside a vacuum cleaner. How freaking disgusting! Why would anybody ever suck up something like this instead of... I'm starting to feel sick. Next time I do anything like this, I had better wear a mask. My nose is... Oh. I do not even want to imagine what I might have breathed in there. In any case, this feels like it could be... Yes! At least this detestable procedure was not in vain. There is indeed broken glass in here. Of course, I cannot really say for certain whether it originates from the missing picture frame, but its quality does match the status, match the shards I found from the potted plants, so... Interesting. I'm reading some of it wrong because I'm looking at two different screens. In case you're wondering how I got that so wrong, I'm looking at two different screens as I'm reading.
Wait, what is this?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Did I actually say it out loud that maybe they used the glass to slice his throat? Did I actually say that out loud? I can't remember. That was one of my thoughts. Okay, all right. I think I'm gonna say it. I think they used the glass to either slice his throat or hit him in the back of the head with the picture frame. I think it was one of those two scenarios. I could be wrong still, there could be other ways, but I am saying this. Oh my god, okay.
This shard there's blood on it?
Yes, and not just this one either. Some of the others have smudges on them as well. Could it be his fist as well, I wonder? If he, like, punched it? If there was a fight, if there was some kind of fight, or if he was trying to scare someone, I suppose that could also have been an option. Maybe? I'm throwing out, like, everything. I'm just throwing everything on the wall to see what sticks. But I suppose that could have been an option, too. I have quite a few questions, but the most important one would obviously be whose blood this is. I should probably take a sample and let the DPA do its magic later. Ray tensely collected a DNA sample from the glass shard. Well, I do not think there's anything else of interest inside the vacuum cleaner, but it might be a good idea to scan its exterior for fingerprints, even though I doubt doing so will bear any useful results. I can already imagine what the analysis will say, but you never know. While I'm at it, I should not forget about the glass shards either, so... Ray optimistically scanned the vacuum cleaner and glass shards for fingerprints. Okie dokie. I guess that only leaves one last thing to check. Given that there's blood on these shards and they were likely vacuumed off the floor, there could also be traces of blood on the carpet where they were lying before. I did not see anything with my bare eyes, but it cannot hurt to have the DPA double-checked. Ray painstakingly scanned the area around the potted plant for DNA traces. Well, would you look at that? There are indeed trace amounts of blood on the carpet here. None of the shards behind the potted plant, however, and no fingerprints on them either. Which will make it difficult to conclusively link them to those inside the vacuum cleaner. Hello, welcome back. You missed me finding a glass shard with blood on it. Also, I've updated my suspect list to think the bird did it. Yeah, that's it.
No reason to get disheartened, though. Maybe the carpet DNA does match up at least. I certainly cannot wait to find out. As well as who it belongs to, of course. Depending on the results of the analysis, this could be huge. Whether this vacuum cleaner and its contents will become relevant to the case or not, one thing lies far outside the realm of debate. The fact that having to dealt with it sucked. No kidding. Okay, all right. We got that. I think that's everything upstairs. Oh, no, it's not. I'm wrong. Nice pun, right? A skylight that splits right open and recedes into the ceiling, as at the mere push of a button. The doctor kept stating how lucky we are for it to exist, as it saved us quite a lot of time and trouble regarding the recovery process.
And while he may have a point there, there's also the fact that the sole reason for its installation was to allow for the animatronic to be placed in here to begin with. So I think we would have been much better without it. I don't know. I still like the animatronic. Rexy's pretty cool. The skylight is leaps and bounds away from being a blessing in disguise, but at least it serves to make the air in here a lot more bearable. That said, it is still pretty dang warm. Ugh, I'm so sweaty under my dang uniform. It's honestly becoming a bother. I know my work here has only just begun, but I cannot wait to get home and take a long cold shower. Okay, alright, read that. And there's one other thing, I think. Nope. Okay, can't click on any of those. So I think we're done here. I don't think there's anything else. Yep. Yeah, okay, nothing else. Cool, sweet. We're ready to go down. Oh? The door to Ryunosuke Hazuma's room. As unlikely as I may be to find anything of interest on a slab of wood with a handle, I cannot quite ignore the fact that the incident took place right in front of it. Therefore, I shall give it a careful investigative look, just in case. Yeah, he's the one that's most suspicious, which makes me think it's not him, but I can't rule him out, obviously. Well, pinch my butt and call me Suzuki. Okay. There actually is something of interest here. A bit hard to make out due to the dark color of the wood, but there are dirt marks near the bottom of the door. Eh? Dirt marks? They are shaped like the tip of a shoe print and layered on top of one another as though someone repeatedly kicked against the very same spot. Although I guess I cannot entirely rule it out, I somehow doubt that any of the members of Raptor Pack Productions are responsible for this. If only for the fact that they probably would not walk around here in street shoes. It was the victim. It was the victim. It was definitely the victim. I'm not hiding. We're just in an investigative scene. We're investigating. I can't have my big ass face in the way of the investigation. That would just be rude and not very professional. So I took my big ass face and moved it to the bottom of the screen instead. Is it alright if I replace Oliver's? Yeah. Hey, it's your creative process. Do what you'd like. All right. No, I think the victim kicked the door. I don't think the victim did everything himself. I don't think that's the case. But I do think that he was kicking the door. I guess there's a possibility he accidentally did it himself. You know, scared the bird, it pulled him, he fell in. I suppose that's a possibility, but I think that's a little too... how to put this? Optimistic? Like, I don't want it to be any of our suspects so far, because I actually like them all. But I just don't think it's the case that it wasn't one of them. I think it's definitely one of them. Now the speech bubble isn't accurate. I had to lower it. I can try to raise it just like a little bit. The dino is saying it. All right. Let's see. I can think of someone who definitely did, though. Ray eagerly scanned the door for shoe prints. Okie dokie. All I need now are that certain someone's shoe prints to compare these to see if they match. Since I will require some assistance in getting them, though. However, I guess I will have to postpone that until later. Now, on the topic of prints, it is probably a good idea to check the handle as well, so... Ray meticulously scanned the door handle for fingerprints. Alright, that should be all regarding this door. I cannot wait to get to the analysis and see if my hunch is correct. If it is, well, it would certainly be very interesting to say the least. Yeah, he's a loan shark, so I think he came to collect. He started slamming his foot against the door, and then the murderer, I think, was actually in that room. No. Wait a second. Wait. So, there, and I'm getting to it. There is a possibility, actually, that the murderer could have been downstairs. This is going to be the most outlandish. Hear me out. We know for a fact downstairs that the nuts were removed from the dinosaur. We know for a fact they were removed. Whether they were removed before or after, I'm pretty sure it was before. We do know that they were removed. So if they were downstairs, if the murderer was downstairs and signaled for the bird to come out or something like that, this is also where it's possible there could have been multiple people. But this would be a good way to keep me guessing. We know that 2 people were downstairs, being Shiku and Amber. That would explain why it doesn't explain much, but it is possible to say that the murderer could have been downstairs when it happened. So if we believe everything our witnesses said is true as well, so if we're 100% believing our witnesses, which are the 2 cringy kids that were there, they said both Shiku and Amber met them downstairs. So we know for a fact that those 2 were downstairs. The rest of them say that they were in their rooms and we don't really have an account for them. Ryunosuke, this was his room, someone was trying to kick it. We believe it is the victim. We don't have that proof yet, but we believe it is the victim. So we know that Ryunosuke actually has 2 entrances to his room. There is this door here, and he also has stairs leading downstairs that connect to the library. So he could have been downstairs too. He could have been in the library. There is a real possibility of that. Either way, he was not in view. We couldn't see him. So if he was downstairs, if we're thinking that it is, which I'm not sure of, if we're thinking that the murderer was downstairs and actually signaled the bird or something to come out, I don't think it could have been him because he was not visible. And therefore there was no way that the bird would have been able to be signaled or anything. So I don't think it could have been him. If Alexis was in that room, this is all hinging on the theory that Alexis was in that room and came out to pull the guy. The only other person upstairs would have been the trainer, which could be. I don't know, I'm not ruling him out. It feels really obvious, but I guess I'm not ruling him out. I am throwing a lot of things at the wall, and this feels like the most outlandish of the theories so far. I'll be honest, I don't follow what's happening in the game, just like in LobCorp or lore streams. I'm going to sleep. Take care. You're fine. You're fine. Take care, guys. Remember to water. Angie, you can put away the speech bubble now. Yes! I'm free! Ah-ha-ha! Let me find it. I'm free! I'm not old! Suck it! Anyways, where were we? Theories? But, okay, the main thing, I'm talking a lot for what's really going to boil down to, the main thing, just because they were downstairs, I think they could have still done it. Hey, Angie, can you bring back the... Ah, damn it! That's right, you haven't had your request yet. Ah, freaking! Ah, okay. Wow, that was aggressive. Why must it's not the truth? You guys are making me say it. Okay. Yeah, all this to say, I still think that the murderer could have done it being downstairs. In fact, I suspect the people that were downstairs more than upstairs. I mean, obviously, since I keep accusing Shiku because she's wearing a hoodie, but Amber, I suppose, could have also been a real suspect here. Okay, what do we know from that? They both answered the door, they were both talking. Was it when they heard the commotion, Shiku went back in and Amber came out to tell them to leave, or was it Shiku that came out and told them to leave? It's been long enough that I can't remember which one it was. I can't remember. This is like crucial here. She can never be free. I can't believe this. My own chat bullying me. Actually, that's all you guys do. It's all you guys know how to do. All right. But yeah, I think I actually suspect the people that were downstairs more, but I think it's also really outlandish too, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know! My answer is I don't know. Okay. The investigation regarding this door is closed. Uh-huh. That is a pretty bulky steel cabinet. Its height is about on par with the waistline on the railing behind me. It also has a lot of depth to it, providing a good amount of storage space. Which, strangely enough, is not used at all. I have been thinking for a while now that the cabinet looks rather out of place, but the fact that it is completely empty makes me even more curious about its purpose here. At least it should be relatively easy to move now then. Since it is close to the scene of the incident, there could be important clues hidden behind or even beneath it, so... Flippin' fudging muffins! This is actually quite a bit heavier than I anticipated! Or maybe my arms are too much of the Italian pasta variety. However... I did it! Now to see if all of that effort was for naught, or if it will be rewarded. And it was for naught. There is as much of a remarkable quality to find here than there is inside of the dang cabinet. In other words, I just strained my back for nothing. Which I can now once more as I push it back where it belongs. Yeah! Okay. Okay. That is that, so now I should...
Rekun!
Eh?
What's with all the moaning up there? Are you alright?
Yes! I love that expression. That's so good. Shoot! I did not mean to squeal like that.
Are you sure about that? You sounded rather intense there.
Yes, I was just moving the cabinet over there as part of my investigation. Sorry for the disturbance. Gosh dang, this is embarrassing. Could he not have stayed down there with the body and pretended as though he did not hear a thing?
Well, if everything's alright, I guess I will head back down to the party corner then. You have no idea what you're missing out on. It's a riot. Feel free to summon me whenever you are in need of assistance, however. I've got to be useful for something, don't I? Thank you. I will keep it in mind. Good. Just be sure to recite the proper incantation. I call upon the Red Giant, the ruler of Hellfire. I summon thee. Come, Shinfreet! Utter those exact words and I shall arrive in an instant. Until such a time will become necessary. Ta-ta.
Did he seriously run backwards down the stairs just now? How even? Oh, well, never mind. Incredible. In any case, I'm not quite done here yet. There was something else bothering me about the cabinet, which I wanted to take a closer look at. Oh, right! Those two thick lines on its otherwise shiny top. Oh, that's a thing? I thought that was just shading. They stick out like a sore thumb. Both have the exact same width and run perfectly parallel to one another from back to front. I wonder what could have left them, and why nobody bothered to clean this up. Huh? Wait a second. Could somebody have stood? Maybe they wouldn't have been perfectly parallel if someone was standing on it. But... okay, yeah, I have no idea. They can be wiped away very easily after all. Well, is it a particular detail for sure, so I'll add it to my notes. Along with everything else I have noticed about this cabinet, of course. Who knows? It might be related to the case. A new case file has been added. Alright, I've taken a good look at the main hall now, inspecting everything that might be of significance. Well, with one obvious exception, of course. You ready for it, Ray? You can do this! I think I'm just about ready for it, but some extra time to further steel myself certainly cannot hurt. Therefore, I guess I'll handle the analysis-related tasks first. That way, I might also be able to figure out the identity of the victim at last. Thanks to the DPA's highly advanced capabilities, it should not take very long anyway. So unless there's anything else I want to look at to double-check, I guess I'm going to temporarily quit this investigation and load up the analysis program. I don't know, you can look at it. I will examine it very thoroughly. Once I have taken care of the analysis-related task, this T-Rex is definitely going to be up next. You sure? Okay. Alright. Is this the thing for it? I do want to look at this stuff. So, amber shards were one of them. A number of tiny amber fragments are lying near the head of the T-Rex animatronic, right next to the massive rock that was placed on the ground for decorative purposes. More fragments can be found behind the rock and along the fake grass. From some of them, it is clear to see that they belong together and formed a larger piece of amber, originally, which fell to the ground and shattered into the smaller ones. Since they were lying outside of the range of the splatter, not a single speck of blood can be found on them. Due to their size and fragmentation, the DPA is unable to detect a clear, usable fingerprint for the purpose of analysis. In order for it to do so, all the pieces will have to be collected first, and the original amber crystal reconstructed. The meticulous endeavor will have to be undertaken at the crime laboratory, however. So this is the one that I don't really have a theory on. They had kind of given us earlier that maybe it was in his pocket and fell. I think that's a little simple. So maybe this could have been used to hit him on the back of the head. I don't have proof of that, but maybe that could have been the case. I was guessing the picture frame, but then the picture frame could have been used to slit his throat. Or not the picture frame, but the glass. Or maybe he punched it to intimidate someone. Because we know he was kicking on the door, so that could have also been a possibility. We'll see. All right. Which ones have we not seen yet? Let's see. Okay, we definitely have already seen this one. This was one of the ones we did last time. Wait, actually, I want to look at this for a second. Because I don't remember everything. The victim coughed up a lot of blood, likely due to the gash running across his neck. From his left side to his right. It was inflicted by a sharp blade, maybe the glass! But they're guessing it's the dinosaur's razor-like teeth, which possibility, definitely. Inside its jaws, mostly cushioned with rubber. Okay. The victim's nose is swollen. Has nasal bridge fracture. Okay, I did not remember that. Maybe he got decked in the face. Maybe by the amber? Someone threw it at his face? And his nostrils clogged with dried blood. It is currently unclear how and when he broke his nose, but it must have happened before the incident. There was also a small amount of dry soil. Yeah, definitely him that kicked the door. Definitely him that kicked the door. Okay, he got bitten in that. Horrifying. Front side of his clothes are also shown traces of dry soil. Yes. And then he has fake blood on him. We can guess why his hips are dislocated. Okay. Wait! Regarding the arms of the victim, they've been severed by the T-Rex's fangs as the jaws snap shut. Okay, yes, and... Wait, his arms were outside of it. The next dinosaur head, whereas the right arm... Yes, his sleeves show numerous tears where the forearms are covered in scratch marks, quite possibly inflicted by the animal, considering that they had already begun to heal. They are at least a couple days old. The palms and hands are covered in blood, despite not showing any signs of injury. Yeah, right, because I assume that he grabbed his neck. What is that string? I didn't remember that. What is that under? No, get to that. What is that under? This is gonna change. Red rope. Hold on. A red rope of 1 to 2 meters in length. Okay, could have been tied to the other end is tied to a swivel with 2 heavy-duty metal snaps attached to it. The reason is why the victim... So wait, he had this on? If I'm suspecting he was pulled and that the bird pulled him, if he had this attached to him, wouldn't this... Wait! 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 Wait, this is... Wait. I think we're actually onto something. Wait. No, I still don't have entire proof to this, but the bird theory is looking a little better. Actually, Okay, I'm gonna read this a little more clearly. One end was tied to his wristwatch, specifically around a deep cut on his leather strap, given to how clean the cut is. It was likely caused through the sharp tools, such as a knife. Okay. All right, I still don't have a lot of proof on a lot of this, but could it have been possible that the bird was the one that pulled him as long as it grabbed onto this? Or if it was tied to the bird, I suppose. Poor bird. Poor Alexis. If this theory's even true. All right. Okay, I was just thrown through a loop there. I did not remember any of that. And I, suddenly felt like I had an epiphany. So, whew. All right, digital camera. A digital camera was found alongside the victim in the jaws of the T-Rex animatronic. Curiously, not a single fingerprint can be found on it, not even the touchscreen on its back side or the shutter release button, despite the fact that it was used earlier today. A total of 3 images were captured with it, all of them showing the head of the T-Rex animatronic from the front, with each picture moving closer towards its teeth, the last one essentially becoming a close-up of its oral cavity. The timestamps for the first 2 images read around images read 10:59 a.m. and for the final one 11 a.m. They were therefore taken mere moments before the animatronic collapsed. The camera is furthermore covered in red splatters that emanate a rather sweet scent. Fake blood. The fake blood is throwing me off a lot. Like, I can imagine where they got the fake blood. They are a movie studio, but why use the fake blood? That's the part that's like really throwing me off here. Well, actually, it would be to make the murder look like it was something else. If the murder was actually the slit throat and like that was specifically what killed him, I guess I can imagine why we would use the fake blood. But the witnesses said they saw him flailing, right? Unless the pulley system made it look like he was still flailing. If they couldn't see the bird? Well, they didn't see the bird, so... because the bird was not in their testimony. I guess with how they're positioned on the door or something, I don't know. This theory is like falling apart, but also being kept up at the same time. I am doing my best to keep this theory. Okay, safety measures. In order to stabilize the animatronic T-Rex, a couple of safety measures were set in place. First off, there is a steel support made up of tubular anchor base and a Y-shaped part that inserts into it. Its height can be adjusted in specific intervals via use of a sliding bolt. The support was placed under the T-Rex's belly, as seen in the images showing it before its collapse. It fell over along with the dinosaur and got bent and dented under the weight. Secondly, two large steel cuffs were supposed to hold its feet firmly in place. The reason why both of these safety measures failed lies in the fact that they were not properly installed. Although intended to be bolted to the floor, the 8 nuts necessary to do so were not in place. Neither was the sliding bolt to adjust the height. One sec. Excuse me. All right. The nuts are currently missing, although one with the right size to be used in tandem with these safety measures was found under the sign that got knocked over by the T-Rex's tail. Yeah, so they were definitely intentionally moved, I think. They already got the amber shards. Was there anything else here? Piece of review. We got body original state, which I think we already got. Ulta notes, main hall pictures. Okay. What it looks like after. What? What? Do you guys spot the difference? Do you guys notice something missing from this picture specifically? Tell me what's here that wasn't in the other one. Do you guys see that? This is after, before. After, before. Tell me why that cabinet is missing from the before picture. The dinosaur sleep schedule. Yeah, no, clearly. That cabinet is one that legitimately I was just gonna be like, oh, okay, that's not important. That's gone. What? I mean, it was gonna be important because of the two things, but what was used here? Was it the pulley system, maybe? Like, this could have been what was keeping the pulley system? I don't know how that would have worked. I need a visual example on that one. I guess it was possible someone was also standing on it. I mean, it was possible that the parallel things we're seeing is straps of some kind. Yeah, the only two things I can think of is if maybe it was straps or someone standing. I don't know. I can't think of either thing of what would be used for the case. I never got that far. Okay, the picture is also here in this one, but gone in this. So that's interesting. I'm looking to see if there's any other spot the difference besides, you know, the massive blood pile. Okay, no, those shelves have always been strategically placed. Good to know. All right, it looks like that's it on that one. That cabinet threw me off. I was not expecting that. Okay, and this is our stuff. Hold on a minute. There is something else I want to see. So they said that things could have changed because Amber went through this, did something. Okay, we got the stuff in order. I'm trying to look and see if anything else would have been different. Wait, there is. Okay, they could have put that there, but the amber shards are not there. The amber shards are. They could have placed that there, I suppose. But if those are at the crime scene and we're just there at the crime scene, then were they added? Because everything else is still in place. They put all the evidence over here. This is just the stuff at the crime scene. So yeah, that was placed there. So did Amber add that? I mean, it's possible. No, and that's just like they just found it and then put it more visible there. But also, we know that Amber was at the crime scene because we led her through the crime scene, and she was at the railing. She was at the railing with us talking. So we know that she went to the railing and she could have dropped this over the railing. That is actually a possibility. Huh. Okay. Angie looks back over all of the notes. I'm not gonna look at all the notes. I'm mostly gonna go over the ones that are new. There are 3 rather large black feathers and with white shafts lying on the floor in front of the fallen T-Rex animatronic. 2 more can be found upstairs near the railing. They belong to Toronto Takamori's bearded vulture Alexis. According to Takamori, he was carrying her on his arm when he left his room and initially checked the commotion, as well as when he approached the animatronic to take a closer look at the victim. Apparently, she was so agitated due to the loud noise caused by the incident that she kept uncontrollably flapping her wings every once in a while, shedding the feathers in the process. What about the evil toaster? Could have been. Okay, our suspects so far. The artist, the bird, the Riddler, William Afton. I think we have a good line. Evil toaster. We have a good lineup here. I think we have a good lineup. Oh, whoops. What? Hey, GENBA? GENBA, why is this picture of the 2nd floor railing? GENBA, why did you add this picture to it? What were you looking at, GENBA? You're the only one that could have taken this photo. GENBA, what were you doing? The open upper level of the main hall is secured by a bulky and very sturdy wooden railing with a height of 1.1 meters. It makes it essentially impossible for even a grown adult to fall over the over on accident. In order to reach the jaws of the Tyrannosaurus Rex animatronic, one would thus have no other choice but to climb over intentionally. Bro's impulsive thoughts won at the worst time. I mean, bro, you're the only one that could have gotten this shot, GENBA. Ray painstakingly did this investigation, put her notes in, and then GENBA just like added a photo. Like, oh yeah, I got a photo of the railing. Okay, all right. Steel cabinet. A rather big steel cabinet is standing on the second floor, right next to the door leading into Ryunosuke Hazuma's room. It measures 1.1 meters in height, 62 centimeters in width, and 34 centimeters in depth. Despite therefore providing a good amount of storage space, it is completely empty. Even without any contents, it is pretty heavy. It is pretty heavy though, and requires quite a bit of effort to move. There are two straight lines visible on the otherwise clean and shiny top, running parallel to each other from back to front with a distance of 23 centimeters between them. Each line itself possesses a thickness of 3 centimeters. It is currently unknown what could have left these markings, but they are not permanent, as they can be easily wiped away. Another curiosity is the fact that the cabinet was placed in front of the light switches for the main hall, thus potentially blocking access to them. A rather odd circumstance, given that the inconvenience could have easily been avoided by moving it a little off to the side. Yeah, interesting about that one. The holy. Oh my gosh. I mean, the evil toaster did randomly show up at the crime scene after the evidence was gathered. Obviously. Oh my god. Okay, we got the dragon tattoo, witness account. Oh, actually, let me look at this. Our cringy teenagers. After being let in by Amber Harding and Shiku Jura, the four of them talked at the lobby for a little. Miss Harding had closed the doors to the main hall to allow them some privacy, as the victim was allegedly looking at the exhibits at that hour. Eventually, they heard a muffled scream coming from the other side of the doors, yelling, "Ah, no, fuck, stop, no." When Miss Harding opened the left of the two doors, so we did not see what's on the right, so our vision is slightly obscured, they were granted a small window into the main hall and saw the victim land in the jaws of the T-Rex animatronic, after he had somehow slipped over the railing. According to Hikari-san, he was flailing his arms in wild desperation until the dinosaur forcefully chopped down on him. As Shiratake-san put it, smashed its head into the wall, and then slammed the victim to the ground. Right after the dinosaur's collapse, Torano Takamori came out of his room with his pet vulture Alexis, and shortly afterwards Ryunosuke Hazuma arrived through the door next to the staircase on the west side of the main hall, looking rather exhausted. While Takamori-san and Hazuma-san confirmed the victim to be dead, Miss Harding called emergency services at 11:04. She then left Jira-san, Hikari-san, and Shiratake-san in the lobby as she joined the others in the main hall, closing the doors behind her. Okay, wait, so it was Amber that left them in the hall. Jira-san urged the two witnesses to leave. Okay, so, Shiku was the one that told them to leave. She came out, told them to leave and to not return, and deny that they were at the scene. Which is fascinating. I don't know why you would. That's very incriminating. Okay. It should be noted that Hikari-san had seen and heard the victim here. Yeah, because he was a loan shark. So the door was closed with Amber and Shiku. So actually that kind of, my theory that one of them signaled a bird can't happen if that's the case. So they have an out. They have an out. They might have an out on that one. So that destroys that theory. Because I'm going to assume these guys are telling the truth, that we're good with these. Angie, I have a theory. Shoot. Go for it. So I'm not clearing them, but that does, I do think that makes them less likely. Shiku is safe another day. My hoodie theory is still not correct. The hoodie theory is just that she is wearing a hoodie. Amber is also safe, I guess. Sort of? I don't know. A lot of things bother me with Amber, mostly because she lied to us. It makes me suspect her a whole lot. I have a random question. Yes, shoot. Every once in a while with all of the theories, I just shout out into the void with no bearing, no evidence, just scream them at the top of my lungs with so much confidence. I wonder if the developer Hi. I wonder if the developer just watches this like, just watching as I just throw things at the wall. Oh, man. So basically, gang nonsense happened and caused the real thing, and the bearded vulture only harmed the victim because their talons needed to be trimmed. Well, I don't think it has to do with like the talons needing to be trimmed, because I think Toronto loves Alexis so much that there would never be even a need. He keeps Alexis so well maintained. Did you investigate the evil toaster and blue thing at the bottom right in the third frame? I investigated everything. I investigated it all. I've got this. Gang nonsense sounds about right. I'll chalk it up to gang nonsense. I'll put that on record. I do think someone specifically did this. I do think this was murder. I do think that foul play was involved. I think the bird was involved still. I do think that they used Alexis to commit this. I think that pulley system helped. Why are you missing 2 evidence? Because that's for later. We're saving them for later. Don't be greedy right now. We can't have it all at once. So I do still think those are true. The cabinet threw me off. I don't know what to think about that. That again, maybe if I'm using the pulley system idea, that might have been used to like stabilize things, I guess. If the victim was standing on it, there would have been mud. There's not. There would have been dirt, because we've established that. So no, not the case. If someone was standing on it, I also feel like they would have actually said like, oh yeah, it's footprints. So not the case. Still not the case. I want cake and to eat it too. I also want cake and to eat it too. I very much want that. Okay. So this does put less blame on Amber and Shiku and moves it to the others. So, I don't know. Ryunosuke and Toronto both look really suspicious. I think Amber added the Amber to the scene of the crime. I do think that's actually the case. Are they? Because it's obvious. Like they're adding really obvious evidence. Like we'll be able to tell that Amber added something. So Amber is definitely covering for someone, right? Amber is definitely covering for someone. And it feels really obvious to be like, oh yeah, if the bird did it, then obviously the person taking care of the bird did it. But that also feels really obvious and kind of screaming for the police to immediately look at that. Is everyone covering up for someone? The only person that I don't really have, like, two people that I don't really have covering up for someone is Ryunosuke and Shigu. Ryunosuke seems obvious just because of his placement, where he was. Was it a human scream? I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, they said that he was screaming, hold on, let me... they said he was screaming, ah, no, fuck, stop, no! So I'm pretty sure it's a human scream. So yeah, the obvious answer makes me think Ryunosuke because he was in the right place, right time. Everything matches up that it could be him, and, you know, Shiku was behind a closed door that the witnesses saw, so it doesn't make as much sense for it to be her. But that also feels really obvious. And, like, the police would immediately go for that. But I don't have... for that one, I don't really have anything to counter, so it kind of adds up. But I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. Am I just determined to blame... Am I just determined to blame Shiku for stuff? Anyways, but I don't really think it's Shiku either. So, I don't know. My theory is going all over. I legitimately have no idea. My theory kind of goes all over the place. I don't want to blame any of them either, so... Anyways. Okay, we already got that one. He doesn't have like, that one eye is fake. Raptor Pack Productions account. Last day of filming, finished up the rap party. After getting into an argument of creative differences, they decided to take a break and have breakfast. They finished around 9:15 when, so Shiku went to the bathroom. On her way there, she fainted. Oh. But it's, again, like, all of their testimonies I'm kind of taking with a grain of salt. They're definitely making... Oh, hi, Digital Clown is playing something. Sorry to call you out there, Dee Dee. Okay. I definitely... Shiku is definitely out to be weaker than all the rest of them. She's definitely the most panicked out of all of them. Anxiety. Has a lot of anxiety. There's a lot where they're just like, oh yeah, no, it could never be Shiku, which makes me really lean into that a lot more, which is why I think I keep blaming the poor girl for everything. But it also makes sense that she'd be really anxious because someone just freaking died in her home, so... But they're all very protective of her, and they all seem like they're trying to make this investigation as hard as possible. I'm gonna back off from this. I'm moving too much in one direction. I'm gonna back off from this because I don't want to jump to anything. And I also, if it was, in theory, Shiku, I have no fucking idea how she would have done it. Legitimately. It's, again, that's why I keep joking that, like, I have nothing on her, just the hoodie. I think it would make sense, just with how the others are acting. If it was her, it would make for an interesting story, writing-wise. But if it was her, I would have no fucking idea how she did it. So I'm gonna move off from this. She has anxiety, Angie. Leave her alone. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. Are we? Yeah, there's two more people we haven't seen yet. Okay, those are our maps. We got some trivia that I don't think has updated. I think this is the same. All right. let's look at our reports, because did this update? Occupants of the resident second floor dinosaur hunt in preparations complete. Maybe not? Why did I think that this was... it doesn't matter. All right. I think it's going to be one of the two we didn't see yet. So, well, we have no idea who they would even be. We have no idea who they'd even be.
The doctor seems quite focused on the victim.
Better heed his advice and keep my distance.
Not like I even feel the faintest desire to talk to him or get too close to the body anyway.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. You sure you don't wanna? Okay, alright. Just making sure. Okay, so I think the only way to progress is doing this.
Okie dokie. Time to analyze all of my findings. Since I have only collected 3 samples, I might as well get the DNA analysis out of the way first, so what should I start with?
Honestly, I really want to start with the glass shards. Yeah, I agree with you, Aubrey.
And we have a clear match. The blood on the glass belongs without a doubt.
What? Okay. My theory, I can see it floating in the wind. It's disappearing. I can't grab it anymore. It is gone. It's gone. That was the furthest answer from my mind.
To Amber Harding. Now let us see whether the sample on the carpet also matches her DNA. And it does indeed. That is certainly quite interesting. Before I allow myself any mental commentary to start taking notes, however, I had better finish the analysis first. There is still some more trace evidence left to check on these shards after all.
Angie was wrong, must be a day ending in 6. Hold on here. Oh my gosh. That throws me off so much. All of my theories just went out the window. Okay, the digital camera?
No match. Theoretically, it should have been a perfect one for the victim's DNA. However, not only is it not, the substance that got splattered on the camera is not even blood at all. Ha! Knew it. Flippin' fudge muffins! I feel really stupid for not realizing this right away. Although, can anybody blame me? This camera was found right alongside the victim's body, so there's obviously should be blood on it, and only his. Not an imitation meant for theatrical use. Well, that sure explains the sweet smell, but ultimately, I am left with even more questions than before. Just what is it with the dang camera? Nothing about this makes any darn sense. At least now I have one additional reason to approach that freaking T-Rex and give the blood on its fangs some special attention. Yay. The case file digital camera has been updated. All right, with the DNA samples taken care of, it is time to move on to the fingerprint analysis. As agreed, the doctor has sent me a complete set of prints for the victim.
To your point from earlier, by the laws of authorship, I am not allowed to comment on anything, but I am certainly very entertained with your thought process. Thank you, Gospel. I'm trying my best. Hold on. Is Amber using a prosthetic arm? I don't think so. I don't think so?
And not only that, he even added his shoe prints as well. That is quite unexpected. And lucky.
I was afraid I would have to specially approach him and ask him to get those for me, but it seems as though he is a very thorough and attentive man after all. In any case, with this, I now have a file containing the fingerprint data of everyone involved in this case. All that is left to do now is to let the DPA compare them to those I have found at the scene and see if I can get any matches, so what should I analyze first? Oh boy. Well, I guess we can go in order for this one. So we'll start with the glass shards. Looks like we once again have an indisputable winner. The fingerprints on the glass were left by none other than Amber Harding. So both the blood and the prints on it are hers, meaning that I have established a definitive link between her and these shards. What do I actually make of this information, though? She got injured by them, yes, but the specifics of this matter are still unclear. All the answers I could infer at this point would be pure speculation based on circumstantial evidence. So while it does sound plausible that she may have injured herself with the shards of the missing frame and vacuumed them up, overlooking a few in the process, I cannot be sure if that is indeed what happened, let alone when precisely it might have happened. In other words, despite having identified the person behind the trace evidence now, there is currently no way of telling whether it is connected to the case at all. I suppose it could also have been added by her, because we already know that that evidence was in the vacuum cleaner, so she had access to it. So she also could have added that on the way to the bathroom? Well, she didn't use the bathroom, did she? Memories foggy. I have no idea here. Now, this one's throwing me off a lot. Whether any of this will become relevant or not, we shall see about later. For now, all that matters is that I add it to my notes. Maybe Himatsu-chan can simply ask Amber Harding directly and thus make sense of it all. A new case file has been added. A vacuum cleaner. Just as I feared, vacuum cleaners full of fingerprints by Amber Harding, Shikujura, and Torano Takamori. In other words, as one would expect, it has been handled by every member of the Raptor Pack Productions. Well, save for one, that is. I guess the only thing I can manage to learn here is that Ryunosuke Hazama is not all too fond of doing any cleaning. Same. And although that certainly can be classified as a crime in my eyes, I doubt this little revelation will help us in any way to unravel the case. Dang nabbit. Hey, guardrail. Alright. When it comes to the guardrail, it does not matter who all the prints on it belong to. What I want to know is which of them match the victims, so that we can maybe get an idea of how he moved over the railing. Therefore, I'll just let the DPA eliminate all but his. What the fudge? Is the DPA malfunctioning? It does not seem to be, but then what is going on here? No fingerprints would obviously mean that the victim never touched the guardrail. However, if that were the case, how the heck did he manage to move over the dang railing? He was pulled! He was pulled! He was pulled! He never touched the railing. He was pulled. He never touched it. Due to his height, he would have had no choice but to climb over it, so did he do so in a way that did not require any hand support? I'm having a hard time imagining that. It's as if this was not already perplexing enough. The case file railing has been updated. Door handle. Swan dive! Imagine, just professionally dive into the T-Rex's mouth. Why the fudge does Officer Genba show up in the results? telling me that not only he brought Amber Harding to the scene and into Ryunosuke Hazuma's room, but that he also left his fingerprints on the door handle? I can explain. Come to think of it, he has not been wearing any gloves this whole time, has he? And he probably left his fingerprints on who knows how many other objects. How can he be so careless? Has he learned nothing about basic police procedures? Unflippin' believable. This is unacceptable. I will definitely need to have another serious word with him later. For now, what is more important, however, is the fact that the victim shows up among the results as well. In other words, he either entered Ryunosuke Hazuma's room, or he at least tried to do so. Now that is certainly very curious. Of course, it might become even more curious if those shoe prints match up as well, so... And they do. So he was the one responsible for kicking against the door then. Outside of a desperate desire to gain access, I cannot think of what else this could mean. What could be the reason for it, though? And was Ryunosuke Hazuma aware of this? Looks like I came across another bunch of questions to add to the ever-growing pile. New case file has been added. Alright, that takes care of analyzing all the fingerprints I have found at the scene. Only thing left to do now is run those of the victim through the National Police database and see if we can get a match along with an identity. So here we go. We do have a match, because we got it in Sheen's testimony. Yes, one perfect match, which would mean that he had a run-in with the law before. Well, let me have a look at his file and find out what for. Yes, this is definitely him. Kuro Mikazuki, owner of Raptor Finance, a local loan agency. It is very close by, in fact, around 5 minutes away by car. Accused of charging illegally high interest rates, as well as terrorizing his clients, threatening them with violence, and even going as far as taking and destroying their property if they did not manage to pay up on time. You know, actually, I'm gonna agree with that one guy earlier and say that, you know what? It was an accident. Case closed. Actually, it's fine. We don't have to keep investigating this one. It's cool. We don't need to investigate this one anymore. I'm good. I love the music here, by the way. The music design right here is really cool. Love this. In other words, he was the picture-perfect book example of a loan shark. He had numerous reports filed against him, but was never detained for too long, if at all. Either due to insufficient evidence, or because his clients simply dropped their accusations, admitted them to be false, or in some cases, even ended up defending him. I can't believe he died of ligma. Tragic but blameless. Exactly. Exactly. You know, he swan dove into the T-Rex. No one could have predicted it. He decided to swan dive into that T-Rex. I wonder, given the sheer amount of complaints filed, is it hard to believe that they were all made egregiously or out of nefarious reasons, erroneously? Somehow, I get the feeling there might be Ryugetsu's usual corruption shtick at play here. In any case, we do have an identity for our victim now. One that carries some interesting implications, to say the least. Rather than concern myself with those, however, I guess it is about flippin' time to finally tackle the last remaining task of mine. And here I am once again, back where I started. Or rather, where I was supposed to start. Well, no more way around it. Isn't ligma a real disease now? They were talking about making it a real disease. They were, in fact. I don't know if they actually have yet, but there was talks about making it real. Okay. If this is what happened, why not someone else to the scene rather than realizing it's a murder case? I mean, we don't entirely know if it's a murder case. We're just investigating to see if it's a murder case. And then, you know, figure out who it is if it is one. But we're, you know, we're just looking at the evidence. Like, as a police officer, we're not coming in here going, it was absolutely murder. We're coming in here going, someone died, we need to figure out how. Murder, you know, is one of the causes, but there could be an infinite amount of other things that could have happened. It could have been an accident. It could have been, you know, done by himself. It could have been an outside force. We are ruling out all of that. So we are looking at the possibilities and ruling them out as we look at the evidence. Right now, we are just in the gathering evidence phase. We're not even looking at the possibilities. I'm looking at the possibilities because I'm not an investigating officer. But that is what we are doing as police officers. We are just right now looking at the evidence so that we can later rule out the possibilities to find out what happened. All right, where are we? Well, no way to around it now. I've pushed off long enough and basically run out of excuses to further avoid it. To be fair, it did work quite well, though. I have become a lot calmer throughout my investigation and overall did pretty well, I think. Unfortunately, every time I let my eyes wander back to the T-Rex, I still... Gosh dang it! And here we go, Inu. Just like that, I'm feeling nauseous again, while my entire body is trembling. I did not have too much of a problem earlier, but the moment I remind myself that I need to examine the dinosaur, I cannot take a single step further because I become petrified. I cannot believe it. So much for slowly working up the mental fortitude to deal with this. Why? Just why does this still keep happening? What kind of useless CSI am I that I cannot even handle the mere sight of blood without getting completely incapacitated by it? This is utterly ridiculous. It would actually be somewhat hilarious if it's not so pathetic. And as if to rub a ton of salt into the already smarting wound. There's him. The literal opposite of me. How can he be so nonchalant and even goof around so much when faced with something like this? He is quite literally checking his phone right now and replying to messages with a dead body right at his feet. As if there's not a single care in the world. To think this job is fun to him. He's either completely deranged or mentally very strong. I most certainly do not wish to be like him, but I cannot deny being at least a little envious. If only I could also brush all of this off as if nothing more than an everyday occurrence. Ugh, come on! All the time and energy I have invested into university and all the training I underwent just to be here. I cannot have come this far to admit defeat. I refuse to. Besides, I have made a flipping promise. And not just to him, but to myself. This is not something I was forced to do, but willingly chose. For a very special reason that I still believe in. So resigning is out of the question, and there is no need to even think about it. There is still time after all. I've already checked everything else in the main hall, and there remain a good number of hours before we will have to wrap up, so it is perfectly manageable to overcome this dang issue and give this darn dinosaur the examination it deserves. So let me give this another try. First, I will double-check my findings in order to calm down again, and then I will get this over with for real. No matter what. A new character profile has been added. Eh? What? Sunday, September 12th, 2010, 2:29 p.m., Kaseki Residence Library. And that's the last of them. Who? Oh, wait, yeah, that's his name. Keiichi Genba. Keiichi Genba. K1! 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 Okay, right. I can't believe I forgot that. I'm a huge Higurashi fan and forgot the name Keiichi. All right. Phew. Car outside scared me. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath as I gave myself a moment to let everything sink in. After Hikari-chan and her obnoxious little asshat of a companion had moved back outside, I had taken the time to read through all the files my teammates had sent in, and there sure was a lot to digest here. It all felt so overwhelming. I hadn't even fully processed the info I had gathered yet, and now there were so many additional findings to consider, some of which conflicted with my own, while others seemed near impossible to make sense of. And to top it all off, there was still the biggest and most shocking revelation of the day so far. Kuro Mikazuki. I just can't get over it. To think that the victim here would turn out to be... Seriously, what are the fucking chances? Especially considering that this is my first case. So do you know him? I wonder if the others have already caught wind of this. I'm not gonna believe it either. Oh well, at least I can take a pretty good guess as to what his relationship with RPP was like, and with him finally being identified, things are also gonna be a little less tense for me here on out. That said, gravity and complexity of this case are ballooning beyond a level I'm comfortable with. I really can't see how we could possibly wrap this up within the day, as the chief somehow expects us to do. I mean, I'm not even sure what the next fucking step should be. Should I just outright confront RPP about Kuro and the witnesses? Or report to the chief first and ask his permission or opinion? I'd also like to analyze our findings some more, but I fear that I'm just gonna get blasted again if I stay in here for too long doing nothing. And then there are the others, of course. Since they've sent in the files, they're probably done investigating and await new orders just like I am. Thing is, the chief most likely expects me to figure out what to do by myself, so... What would a good OIC do? A good team leader. Check on his teammates, perhaps. See how everyone is doing and make sure they're all on the same page? Possibly even verify if they really are done and did do a proper job? Because in some cases, I'm afraid that might very well be necessary. Yeah, I think it's necessary here. Maybe even in all of them. Yeah, checking up on everyone seems like a good idea. Maybe doing so will also help me figure out how to proceed from here too, so... Back to the main hall it is! Angie, should the nose of reindeer all over glow? Yeah, sure, go ahead! Go for it! Put the gloves on, Keiichi! Yep, those two are definitely... Those two here definitely appear to be done. I see we're doing well. Well, Officer Shirayuki seemed to be so deeply buried in thought, the doctor had even gotten his phone out, typing up a message on it or something. They were so preoccupied that they hadn't even noticed me enter through the loudly screeching door. More worryingly, though, is it just my imagination, or do they both look kind of glum? The atmosphere in general feels pretty heavy in here. I hope everything's alright. Someone died, Keiichi! This is normal! The atmosphere should be heavy! I know that you're investigating with the biggest freaks around. Sorry, Yuki. But like, I think in a murder investigation, the heavy atmosphere is normal. Nothing's alright, someone's dead! Alright, who do we talk to first? For my fish cakes that are still here? Do we talk to best girl first, or do we talk to best boy first? Questionable boy. Is it gonna be Officer Shirayuki, or is it Kikai? The non-freaky one, got it. Shirayuki it is. Damn, she looks very uncomfortable again, just like when we first talked about the body. And here I thought she finally adapted to the situation, given how she lectured me earlier. Is it still getting to her that much? Not sure what the best way to go about it might be, but I think it's time we address the T-Rex in the room here. Excuse me, Officer Shiryu.
Officer GENBA! My apologies, sir. I did not mean to startle you. Nor to space out like that.
It's fine, don't worry. It happens to everyone, myself included. Also, I'm the one who startled you first, so sorry about that too. As for me, at this point I'd prefer if we just brush over it rather than acknowledge every little instance that makes me jump.
As you wish. So what brings you here then? Is it about the case files? Are there any issues with them?
Oh, no reason to worry about that either. They're well written and contain a lot of detailed information. You're a very meticulous person, just as I thought you were. I'd even go as far as saying that you far surpassed my expectations, so great job there.
Thank you, sir.
The reason I'm here is actually you yourself.
Me?
How are you feeling?
Very fine, sir.
Really? Everything all right? Nothing bugging you at all?
No, sir. There's absolutely nothing wrong, sir.
Yeah, that sure looks and sounds convincing. Unfortunately, if she doesn't want to tell me what's up, I guess that's that. I mean, I don't want to pry, and I certainly don't want to directly confront her with my assumptions and try to force things out of her. Then again, we can't keep ignoring this matter either. She was undoubtedly very diligent, but as officer in charge, I should probably ensure that whatever's troubling her isn't affecting her performance. God damn it. I'm no good with this type of stuff. Just what the hell am I supposed to do? Ooh, we have options! Okay. What time is it? It has been 3 hours. And I'm pretty sure this is going into like a whole nother scene. Yeah, I don't really want to leave it. I want to know so badly. So many things. However, I hesitate to do this, especially right here. But I think I'm going to have to end this here. Not that I want to. I am really hooked on this. And I want to prove my theories, but I have to be a responsible adult. There is work I have to do. I have to get things done. It's been 3 hours and I'm trying to stop my streams around this point until I can get more of my work done. Oh my god. Angie, look. All right. I'm gonna look. Don't worry. I'm explaining stuff. All right, I'll look real fast. Oh my gosh. This game is going to stay in my mind for a really long time. I hope you're proud of yourself, Gospel. Oh. Oh, I like your fish G. That's cute. Also, your reindeer Oliver is very cute. Just that smile. I hope you're proud of yourself. Ruin my reputation with my family. Make me say the craziest shit. Get me hooked on this freaking game. Good job, Gospel. All right. That being said, I do think we are going to have to end this. We are gonna have to end this here. I don't want to, but can I save from this screen? Or am I gonna have to pick one of the answers first? I'm gonna have to pick one of the answers. No, we're not leaving. Don't leave, don't leave. I can't save from this screen, so we're gonna have to pick an answer. I can't just leave you guys off on this screen. I'm gonna have to pick an answer here. So, well, I was gonna leave you in suspense on that. I can't actually do that. So, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys think? What should we tell her? I think we are actually like, I think this does actually matter. I know what I want to choose. Therapy? Therapy! I know what I want to choose out of these three. Cause I don't want to leave her because she's best girl. Ordering that's aggressive. That's really, we could, but that's really aggressive. So, like, the natural answer for me is the last one. Like, it would either be the first one or the last one. I think the last one is the best one. So, I'm gonna go with that. All right then, just remember that I'll always have an ear for you. And not just as officer in charge, but also as a teammate and fellow officer. So don't hesitate to come to me with whatever issues might burden you. Generally speaking, of course. Not implying that there is an issue, you know? It's important for all of us to be able to fully focus on our job, however, and to perform our duties to the best of our abilities. So if there are any mental blockades or distractions, it'll be best to resolve them, right?
Yes, you are absolutely right, sir. Thank you. I truly appreciate your words as well as your concern about my well-being. Oh, that's cute. To be honest, never mind. It is nothing. My apologies.
Almost thought I had her. But hey, at least she seems to be considering opening up to me. Who knows? Maybe she'll just need a little more time. There is something she herself needs to decide on. All I can do is show her I'll be there whenever she might change her mind, so...
Actually, there is one thing I would like to address.
It's the gloves. It's gonna be the gloves. Yes?
You have not been wearing gloves, have you?
Now that she mentions it? Ha. Ha! Oh, it's just you! Genba! I guess everyone but me has been wearing gloves this whole time, including Officer Mizu.
During my investigation, I detected your fingerprints on the door handle to Ryunosuke Hazuma's room, and later noticed that you left some on the guardrail as well.
Oops.
Needless to say, this is another cause for contamination, which may lead to difficulties and errors regarding detection and interpretation of evidence. I would therefore like to ask you to please pay attention and, well, to appropriately cover your hands when interacting with the scene, please.
Yeah, sorry about that. Like last time, I don't really have an excuse, but I promise it won't happen again. From here on out, no more touching anything without gloves. Gotcha.
Thank you very much.
Welp, there I was originally considering scolding her, but once again I find myself at the receiving end. At least it's reassuring to know that she does pay such great attention and care so much about her job, so maybe I really don't need to worry about her after all. That said, her lecture just now was certainly lacking some zest compared to last time. She also seemed a little reluctant there. Could just be my imagination, but it was almost as though she felt somewhat guilty for scolding me.
In any case, what is the plan to proceed from here?
Oh, right! I'm honestly not too sure about that myself. For now, I'm just checking up on everyone to see how far they've come and if they require more time. What about you, Officer Shirayuki? You're done investigating, correct? Well, yes. Basically. What? I have to check one last thing. It is not going to take too long, however. By the time you're done making your rounds, it will be taken care of, I promise.
Great, then I guess I won't keep you from it any longer. Once again, I think you did an exceptional job so far, so please carry on being an awesome CSI.
Thank you, sir. I will make sure that your trust in me is not misplaced.
I really wish I could take a peek at this young lady's mind. Something's definitely up, and it seems to go beyond mere queasiness and disgust at the sheer brutality of the case. If it doesn't get any better and she continues to refuse talking to me about it, I'll need to figure out a surefire way of how to deal with this and help her. Otherwise, it might not only jeopardize the success of the investigation, but possibly that of her career as a whole.
All right, so I can say from here. So, I am officially going to say that I am going to have to go ahead and end this stream here. I have work to do. The next short has to be out tonight, and it is a fun one. Promise. Keep your eyes open for that one. So, that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. If you would like to check out the games yourself, the link is in the description, and I highly recommend it. So, you guys can figure this out. And then laugh at me for not knowing what anything is and getting everything wrong and making the most outlandish claims about every single character that comes on screen. But regardless, thank you guys so much for being here with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Special thank you to all of my members, my fish cake pluses, and my emotive fish cakes. Thank you so much. Thank you for the fun, be productive, and take care. Thank you, Gospel. You also take care. All right. As always, love you guys lots, whether it's night or day for you guys. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye, fish cakes. See you later.